Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Sun Love Stars and welcome to today's pick a card reading. For anybody who's new, my name is Cynthia and I'm going to read your cards today. So today's pick a card reading is going to be about your true love and your future spouse, and we're going to look at what your connection with your true love and your future spouse is going to be like. Okay, so I don't know, we're going to look at what your every day-to-day life looks like, or what the energy between you and your future spouse is going to be like when people would describe your connection, for example, from the outside view, or just in general, kind of like the energy between the two of you. Okay, just in general, what is going to happen between the two of you, or what is your everyday life as a couple, if that makes sense. Okay, kind of like huge things that are going to happen or that are going to play a big role in your connection as a couple. Okay, I'm also going to extend this reading on Patreon, and we're going to be a little bit more spicy on Patreon because I'm going to look at what your intimate connection is going to be like. Okay, what are you going to be like to each other as lovers, or what is your connection going to be like in the bedroom, or just in general, like when you guys are expressing love to each other, if you know what I mean. So yeah, on Patreon we're going to look at what is your connection going to be like when it comes to the bedroom, when it comes to spicy energy between you and him, or between you and her. Okay, so yeah, the link is going to be down in the description box if you guys want to see the extended. But without further ado, in the next clip you can choose between 3 images. If you feel indecisive, go on Google, find a number generator and ask your spirit guides, your ancestors, God, the universe to guide you to the right pile, and the number generator will spit out a number. Okay, and there you go, that's your pile. I'm thinking if there's anything else that I wanted to say. I do not think so. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna start posting on TikTok. Okay, so I'm gonna somehow put my TikTok name somewhere here, but I'm gonna post a lot more videos on TikTok, because you guys know that if I do readings, they're long, they're very thorough. It's like a long 1-hour therapy session, you know, and I want to post a lot more stuff on TikTok, and I can just, you know, take out my phone and just record, you know, like in the heat of the moment, if that makes sense, to kind of like guide you through the day-to-day life, if that makes sense, because I'm not posting that often, right? Because my readings are super duper long. So I thought it would be super cool to, you know, post a lot more on TikTok, where you can just, you know, like watch like a 3-minute video or like a 1-minute video or whatever. Okay, so if you guys want to follow me on TikTok, I'm going to somehow put my TikTok name over here, or I'm going to put a link down in the description box. Okay, I would love to see you there, because I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of fun, to be honest with you, because again, I pull cards for myself every day, and I was like, why would I not do it for, like, you know, you guys on TikTok, especially if you guys feel like you need more guidance, or you would love to see more content from me, but you also know my readings are super duper long or whatever. I'm gonna be more active on TikTok, so you can just see more content from me, if that makes sense. Okay, anyway, I'm talking so much today, so without further ado, I'm going to see you in your reading, guys. Hello my lovely pal number 1, welcome to your reading, guys. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. So we're going to look at your true love and your future spouse today. We're going to look at what your connection with your true love and your future spouse is going to be like. What is the energy between the two of you going to be like? What does your day-to-day life look like, kind of, or the energy in your day-to-day life, or maybe the way people look at you as a couple. Does that make sense? That's what we're going to look at today. Now, there is going to be an extended, and in the extended we're going to talk about a little bit more in detail what your connection is going to be like in the bedroom, or what kind of lovers you are going to be for each other, if that makes sense, okay? Or something about, like, I don't know, just the way that you guys are intimate with each other, if that makes sense, okay? So let's begin your reading. Let's look at the cards together, okay? I'm just channeling the energy right now, okay? If I also talk about like random stuff, it's because Spirit is coming through and telling me random things that I'm supposed to say, so someone knows they clicked on the right pal, or they chose the right pal, or their spirit guides are with them, okay? So please bear with me. Let's see what is happening here. Okay, I think I'm going to show you the cards first, and then we're going to talk about everything. But the first word that I have for you guys, or the way I would describe your connection, is intense. Okay. Pile number 2's energy felt peaceful. This feels intense. This feels intense, deep, yes. This feels like a ride or die type of connection. This feels like going through a test to test how much two people love each other. It's kind of like, you know, those very dramatic, you know, like movies about like undying love, where they have to conquer so much to be finally together with each other, or there's so much like people that, you know, just show them, like, where people try to tear them apart, but it only makes them love each other more. That's like, this is like an undying, intense, like intense love here, okay? This is like, again, it feels like scorpionic. This feels, because we have the card here, solar eclipse, like, goddamn, you know, the solar eclipse is intense. It's like, it's huge. It's like a huge event astrologically, right? And then we also have here Pluto, transformation. So if I could describe the energy of your connection, it is intense. It is kind of like where people are going to test your love, and your love is going to pass every test. And it's like a love that people even think doesn't exist anymore. It's a love that people think is, some would call it dramatic, other people would call it like they must really love each other. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's like, it depends on how you look at it. Or but again, we're going to talk about what this all is. We're going to talk about everything. Let me zoom you guys in. Okay, let's look at the cards together, and then we're going to talk about all of it. Okay, we have here, I love watching you in your power. So to me, this feels like you might be very, you like to be a woman of power, or you like to be in your power. You might be very bold, even if you're not bold in every area of your life. Like, maybe you're not bold in your career, but you might be very bold with your family, or you might be very bold with your friends, or the other way around, you know. There's something very bold about you. There's something about you that is very outspoken. You like to feel powerful, or show your power, or you get very triggered where someone is trying to make you feel like you cannot change something, or you don't have the power to do something. You might be like a woman, you like to do things on your own, and you don't like this concept of women need a man in order to achieve something or be helped or whatever, you know. That vibe is coming through here, okay? I'm not saying that you hate men, I'm not picking that up as at all, but you might be very anti-alpha male that cannot handle a strong woman. See where I'm coming from? This could even be the other way around. Let's say, for example, you are a masculine. You don't want a woman that is submissive. You want a woman, you want a lioness. You are a lion, you want a lioness. You want her to speak up, to say what she thinks, you know, like you can handle it. It turns you on when she is intimidating, when she speaks up, like you like it. You want a queen next to you, a lioness. I'm not saying that people that are soft are not a queen or that are not a lioness, but your type is a strong woman, or is like a very opinionated woman, or maybe you like a strong voice, you know, that's what turns you on, okay? You like to see women in power, or you might be a woman, you like to see men, and you like to see men in power. So you want a man to lead you, or to show you that you can trust him to lead you in the right direction. Does that make sense? Or I'm also hearing, I have not yet met a man that made me feel like I can trust him to lead me or guide me in the right direction. Okay, because a lot of people, they can act like they have big balls, but what is behind those big balls? So you want a man that has big balls, but there's a lot of energy or a lot of things backing up his big balls. Does that make sense? So you might be sometimes even turned on a little bit. Like, I'm picking up the energy where you do like a little bit of like, you like a confident man, you like a man that is cheeky, that is, you know, he walks like a boss, he talks like a boss, you know, you are drawn to that. Or again, you like to be in that energy yourself. You like to walk into a room and you don't mind having eyes on you. Or this is all about how you like to be powerful in your career, or you want to be the powerful one in your family. You want to lead your family to good energy, to good health, to big money, whatever this is, okay? So you both are very powerful individuals, or you both really like to be in power. Like, I'm being brought to a power suit. I'm being brought to like a power statement, something along those lines, okay? Like, I'm seeing a woman on a catwalk, like this powerful walk on a catwalk, okay? Or like a resting bitch face, you know, is what I'm picking up here. You might be a little bit edgy as well, or you might be drawn to men that are a little bit edgy, maybe like a little bit out of the box. Not out of the box, what is the right word for that? You like I also heard for someone here, you might like hairy men, or you might like a beard, or you might like a, you know, a man, or something about where you are maybe a little bit drawn to edginess. Like, I'm being brought to dark makeup, dark clothing, or you like that vibe. But I'm also picking up the opposite. Like, I'm picking up, you might be also very drawn to minimalistic energy, like men or women that dress very minimalistically, like very simple, very minimalistic. So I see like two opposites. That's the funny part, because I picked up in your reading opposite energy. Like, I'm hearing opposites attract, okay? That's what I'm picking up here. But yeah, we have here, I love watching you in your power. Okay, so there's gonna be like a, who's the boss, who's the daddy, you know, who's the real boss, who wears the pants. That's the vibe that is coming through here, okay? And it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a joke between the two of you, something along those lines. Kind of like you might be in an energy where like who's right, or kind of like where you have like arguments or debates, and then you're trying to figure out who was in the right, or who, do you know what I mean? Or you kind of like roast each other, like, tell me I was right, you know, tell me I was right, I told you, tell me I was right. You know, that's the vibe that is coming through. So you guys are going to be very goofy with each other, connected to expressing your power, being powerful, or leading the way, okay? So sometimes they're gonna lead the way, or they're gonna lead the day, or they're gonna be the one that has the pants on that day, and you're like, oh, I'm turned on by that. And then other days, and you're gonna be like, shut the front door, shut the hell up, you know, like you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, sit down, listen and learn. Okay, but you both get turned on by that energy. So they're gonna get turned on by you, and you're gonna get turned on by them if you are in that energy here, okay? This could be literally because the both of you are like teachers, or you both are somehow in a position of power where you teach other people. So you just naturally have this energy to you, okay? Is what I'm picking up here. But yeah, I pick up a strong energy here of opposites attract, okay? Now this could be literally where one of, like, you are very short, they're very tall, you might be very light skinned, they may be very dark skinned, you might have blonde hair, blue eyes, they might have dark hair, dark eyes, they might be Spanish, you know, like opposites attract here. But this could also be like cultures where you are from two completely different cultures is what I'm picking up here. Like I'm being brought to Black and Asian, or Black and Japanese, or something along those lines is something that I'm picking up here as well. Okay, this could also be an energy where you're just opposites attract in general. You might be very edgy when you wear the way that you dress, and they might be very simplistic, or the other way around, where they're very edgy and you are very simplistic. So it's something about like opposites attract is what I'm picking up here. Do you know what I'm also hearing? Because I feel like you might sometimes feel like there's two energies living inside of you. Like you might feel like you have two energies to you, and one energy feels like an alter ego, and the other energy, it's like both is you. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's kind of like, you know how people, you know, in the music industry, they are who they are, but then they also have like a stage name, and they have like an alter ego, and that's also them, but that's not the them that is always present, but it's still part of them. So I almost want to say your true love and your future spouse, they might reflect to you a part of you that you don't express or you don't live out. Let's say, for example, you always felt very drawn to, you might be very like, you might like very light colors, you might be very simplistic, but you have a side to you that is very drawn to like dark makeup, dark eyes, like rock and roll and stuff like that, but you're not showing it with your outer appearance. And it's kind of like your true love and your future spouse is going to reflect that to you. It's like still part of you, but it's not like your everyday you. Do you see where I'm coming from? That's the vibe that is coming through here. It could be also the opposite, like I don't know what that means, okay? Or something about, let's say for example, your favorite color is red, but this color is too bold for you to wear it every day, but in your core, in your being, that's your favorite color. So your future spouse maybe is wearing a lot of red. Does that make sense? So they're somehow showing you like what is living inside of you. It's like part of you that you don't live out, because I heard alter ego and I don't know why. Okay, I don't know what exactly that means, but they might feel like they are showing you something that like this is you, but this is maybe just the male version of you, or this is a part of you that you don't live out. Okay, so you might start to live it out with him, you know, or with her once you meet him or her. Maybe you always wanted to be minimalistic, but you haven't had yet met somebody that is, you know, into that, you know, that is expressing that. So you don't live it. So when you meet him and he's minimalistic, like the minimalist inside of you is coming out. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you will feel like when you look at him or her that they're showing you who you truly want to be, or what you truly want to show the world, or kind of like an alter ego, or like a part of yourself that is sleeping inside of you, and it's like waking up. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing Leo energy. Like I just saw a lion. Okay, yeah, so they could be like sparking like a very edgy, very bold, very like a, yeah, very confident energy outside of you. Something along those lines. We also have here the card, it's you because no one else makes sense. Maybe we're both crazy. So yeah, your connection is gonna be like a it's gonna be crazy, or you might, your relationship might go through crazy tests, but it's kind of like, I don't want this relationship to be easy. Why? Because I want to know that this man or this woman loves me through thick and thin. So I'm willing to let this relationship go through thick and thin. You see where I'm coming from? It's not like, oh, I want this relationship to be easy. I want to know what this relationship is built upon. How strong is our connection? So this could be very significant in your connection, where you might feel like your relationship is going through a lot of tests. Maybe the test of time. Maybe there's going to be distance between the two of you. Maybe they have to travel somewhere for 3 months. Maybe there's people trying to somehow spread gossip, trying to tear you guys apart, but it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like your soul is craving like a love that goes through the test of time and is lasting. Like your soul wants this deep like connection where it's the both of you against the world. It's like the both of you against like all odds, you know. I don't know what exactly this means. I don't know how this is gonna come through in your connection, but it's very intense. It's very scorpionic. It's like you want to get to the bottom of the ocean. Like you guys are both very intense people, or your future spouse is very intense, and once you meet him or her, you realize like you don't want to live a lukewarm life. You want to live a life that is intense and that is like full of transformation, and that is like I'm hearing living on the edge is what I'm picking up here. Okay, we're also going to talk about why, but that's like where you maybe like the feeling of adrenaline, like you like this feeling of like feeling alive as much as possible. Your connection could also be connected to like doing things that give you a lot of adrenaline, like riding on a motorbike or bungee jumping, being somewhere in, you know, in a hot air balloon, being very impulsive, just, you know, like you know, booking a flight, just a one-way ticket, just going somewhere for the weekend, and it was not planned, like this very impulsive, very like in the moment type of energy where you feel like your life is not so predictable. That's what it is. So maybe you feel like your life is so predictable and it almost feels like you're not alive because it is so predictable, or you are very used to this unpredictable energy. Like your home is unpredictable energy. Your home was never stable. Your connection, your friendships have always been unpredictable, or you always like, I don't know, there's something about you feel the most alive when you are in this unpredictable energy. So this could also be very significant in your connection, where you guys are going to do a lot of things together that are very like intense. Again, I'm being brought to just, you know, booking a flight. Just, you talked about it, you know, just on that day you book the flight, on that day you go to the airport, on that day you, I don't know, buy a new car. It's very impulsive, like nothing is really planned. It's all about like in the moment, you know, something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Or something about, you know, when you go to a restaurant, it always has to be a new one. Or when you do something, like again, you really like to do stuff that is daring, that is bold. Like you want to swim in an ocean with dolphins, or you want to go on a cruise ship, you know, like for 12 days. Like you guys are going to do a lot of stuff that other people are like, nah, miss me with that. Like I don't want to do that. Like I'm scared of sharks. I'm not going to do that. I'm scared of water. Jumping off a cliff is what I'm picking up here. That's the vibe that is coming through here. Okay. Or something about flying in a hot air balloon, something about like I'm being brought to jet skis in the ocean. Like you guys are very like, goddamn, you guys like to, yeah, you guys are full of like, your connection is going to be full of action. It's always a new place, it's always a new restaurant that you go to. So you would be my kind of couple that doesn't have like a long-term restaurant that you always go to. You always go to new things, or you always try new cuisine. You guys are both like, I'm hearing you're both seeking the thrill, like the thrill, or you both seek like this new energy. You guys want to experience as much as possible as long as you are on earth. Okay, kind of like I'm being brought to, to me this feels like a I don't know, for some of you guys you might have ADHD, or again you might notice that you usually seek adrenaline, like you need to be doing something. Okay, and if this does not sound like you, this might be the energy of your future spouse, where the both of you are opposites attract, because one person is very calm and very predictable, and the other person is very unpredictable and very impulsive, meaning that you, as the person that is very calm and very predictable, you're going to bring a lot of stability, a lot of like calmness, a lot of like being grounded, a lot of like you know, the beauty of order and structure. You're going to bring this energy into your future spouse's life, and they might bring into your life how beautiful it is to be in this unpredictable, in this unknown energy, to not know what happens tomorrow, or to do something just in the heat of the moment without planning, being spontaneous, where they bring that energy into your life. And therefore you both make the perfect match, because being too predictable makes you feel like your life is stagnant, right? Whereas being too unpredictable makes your life feel like it's chaotic. So it's kind of like your connection is all about balancing each other out. Okay, and that's the reason why I talked about like who's leading the way, or who's leading the day, or who has the pants on that day. Is this supposed to be a calm day, a grounding day with order and structure and stuff like that? Is this going to be a day that is good for the mental health, good for the, you know, good for calming down? Or is this going to be a day where the soul is living, or the soul is excited about being alive? So that's the vibe that is coming through here. So you could be opposites attract, or you could both be in an energy where both of your life has been very predictable and very stagnant. So once you guys come together, you're finally living out your wild side, your wild life, you know, the wild side that has been doormat. Do you say doormat? Something along those lines, okay, is what I'm picking up here. But yeah, we have here the card sacrificing the ego, agree to disagree. So I'm telling you, you guys will have a lot of debates together. It's kind of like you guys are challenging each other's belief systems, or you guys are challenging each other's knowledge, okay? But again, I'm telling you, you're going to be turned on. Like every time he or she is teaching you something new, it's like, ooh, finally someone that can teach me something, because you might be usually the smartest in the group, or you might be usually like, I don't know, like the most cultured or something like that. So when he or she comes into your life, you're going to be so turned on because they challenge you. So basically there's going to be a lot of sexual arousal because they challenge you in your thinking, in the way that you do things, something along the lines, and you're going to feel like finally, like there's someone who's smarter than me, faster than me, has more knowledge than me, is more advanced than me, and you're going to be so turned on by it, right? As well as when you are here teaching him about something, he's going to be turned on by you, because we have the teacher card. It says they're more experienced than you, but you will learn a lot about sex, and it will help uncover parts of yourself that you have yet to discover. Okay, so there's like the energy of like the teacher and the student between the two of you. Sometimes you're the student, sometimes you're the teacher, okay? But again, it's kind of like, that's like the magic between your sexual connection. It's kind of like feeling like, again, you can trust somebody with guiding you in the right direction. So you might start to feel a lot more calm and like loose, and a lot more like you can relax, you know? Or again, you might be noticing like you really enjoy being in your power and showing your dominant side, and you didn't know you like it, or you didn't know this was inside of you, or you didn't know like this brings so much joy to you to be this dominant individual, this dominant woman or man, okay? But he or she's gonna, you know, like spark it, you know, they're gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, you know, who's the boss? Show me that you're the boss, you know? That's the vibe that is coming through, and you're gonna really enjoy that energy. I don't know how to explain it. I hope I'm making sense here, okay? But yeah, you guys might also sometimes bump heads, I'm not gonna lie, but I almost want to say it's like it turns you on, okay? It turns you on to sometimes bump heads. You sometimes have to blow off steam. So you guys might have like a very healthy way of blowing off steam in heated arguments. I'm not saying that you guys are going to scream at each other, but I'm saying like where you have a lot of energy inside of your body, and it somehow maybe is coming out through heated arguments, but you're going to find a healthy way of expressing that intense energy in the body through sex. And then you guys are going to be relaxed again. Does that make sense? Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I feel like your connection is going to be very intellectual, okay? You guys might be a couple that reads books together, that goes to seminars together, that goes to courses together. You might be my couple who reads newspapers together. Like I'm seeing like an old couple reading newspapers and like reading books or whatever, because we have here the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. So this is all about like information. This is all about, you know, like the intellectual, the mind, the brain, right? So yeah, there could be an energy where you're both going to be, your connection could be very connected to books, very connected to getting to know different cultures, very connected to being a smart ass. Okay, well, you both are kind of like a smart ass, but again, it turns you on. Like you turn each other on with that energy, but also you guys become so wise and so like smart because of the other person. Okay, so there could be a strong energy between the two of you of finding out all the things that you didn't know about life that someone can finally teach you, because again, you might be usually like the most spiritual one in a connection, most spiritual, or the smartest in a room, or like the most you have the most knowledge about books or whatever, or you maybe even you might be street smart. Like I'm even picking up the energy where one person's street smart and the other person's book smart. Put these two together, it's a fucking dream team. That's the vibe that is coming through here. Does that make sense? Okay. Another thing that I'm picking up here, because we have here the card Eros and Thanatos, and you can see that the guy is saving this woman from snakes. Okay, with this card right here. So I pick up a strong energy here, pile number 1. A big part of your connection is also about protecting each other, okay? because I want to say, if it doesn't sound like you, it might be connected to your future spouse, but I want to say that there was a time in your life where someone could not protect you, or you felt very unsafe, very unprotected. Maybe like your dad didn't protect you, or your brother, your mom, someone in your family or someone in your friend circle, they didn't protect you and they left you out. Like they somehow led you to a place where it was dangerous for you, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, even, where you felt like, oh my God, I thought this person would protect me, like I can trust them with my life, or I can trust them with my secrets or my finances, but they left you out in the cold and you were there with no protection, no nothing, you know, besides your spirit guides. If it doesn't sound like you, this might be something that your future spouse has been going through, where he or she felt like someone in their family failed them by not protecting them. Like, you are supposed to protect me, you're my mom, you're my dad, you're my brother, you're my best friend. So there's a strong energy of protecting the person that I love, protecting my territory even, okay? So this energy of jealousy, in case there is going to be jealousy, because there might be in the beginning of your connection, but this is not about like, you're my man, you're my woman, you're my trophy. This is more about, I need to protect something that makes my heart happy, because I know what happens when I don't protect what I love and what I appreciate. All of a sudden it's gone and I feel this pain. So if you notice that your true love and your future spouse has tendencies to be jealous, it is not necessarily, again, it's not like territorial in a sense where it's all about like owning you. It's more about like, I'm so scared of not protecting what is mine because someone left me out in the cold without protection. So this might be something that you will grow through, or you guys will have to heal in the connection in the beginning, that they don't need to protect you that much, or they don't need to be so territorial. So you might have a lot of talks about like why they don't have to be jealous, or why they don't have to protect you so much. There could even be an energy where they're gonna pamper you so much so where you feel like, hey, I can do this on my own, and then you might get offended that they treat you this way. Like, do you think I cannot do anything on my own just because I'm a woman? But that's not what this is. Literally, I feel like I'm already letting you know that, so that you know how to handle your true love and your future spouse, because their protective energy, or their energy where they want to do everything for you, is not because they think you're just a dumb little woman or whatever, or you're just a dumb little man and she has more wisdom, or she's a divine feminine and you're just a little poor man or whatever. That's not the energy at all. The core behind that energy is, I felt so much pain when I did not protect, when I could not protect. Let's say, for example, they couldn't protect their grandma or whatever from, I don't know, like something, you know, it's still inside of them, like this feeling of, I failed at protecting somebody, so they're going to overdo it maybe in your connection. So yeah, the energy of protecting each other is going to be very, very significant here, or this territorial energy. But again, it comes from a different place. It's not like trophy wife, this and that and this and that, and I own you and I'm the man, you're the woman. It's not, or whatever, you know. It's not that. It's just the fear of not protecting something that is near and dear to you and then losing it, okay? For others of you, I feel a strong energy here where there actually is a reason why your future spouse is going to be super duper protective over you, or you're going to be super duper protective over him, because there's a reason. They have to be protected, okay? So for some of you guys, this could be where, let's say, for example, you know a lot about how to protect your peace, your mental health, and your future spouse doesn't know much about it. Again, we come back to the teacher energy here, right? So you will feel in your soul and in your spirit that you need to protect. Like, I'm seeing, you know how when you look at a child and you think, oh, the innocence of this child must be protected. Okay, that's the vibe that is coming through when you see like a child playing in the sand in the playground, and you're like, this child needs to be protected from all these dangers out in the world, you know. So you could have such a feeling in your heart and in your soul when you look at your future spouse, like you want to protect their peace of mind. You want to protect like their mental health, because you might be seeing that they're struggling. So you will maybe, you know, somehow protect their mental health with certain things that you do, and they're also going to feel the same way about you. Maybe they know what happens when you have fake ass friends. They know when people betray them, like they have been betrayed, they have been, you know, like set up and stuff like that. So they're gonna be overprotective when it comes to looking at your friend circle, trying to figure out if these people, you can really trust these people, because they know what happens when you trust the wrong person. Does that make sense? So this energy is going to be very intense between the two of you. This intense protectiveness, this intense protecting energy, you know, or guarding someone, or calling, hey, are you home? Should I pick you up? Or you know, like, I have a feeling with this person, or, you know, something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Or I worry about you, you know. It's not because they think you are like a damsel in distress. You might actually be a damsel in distress, meaning that there might be someone that you cannot trust, or you shouldn't sign a contract, and your future spouse is gonna like step in and lead the way. Does that make sense? But it's not because he thinks he knows better than you, or she knows better than you. They feel like they need to protect you because they sense danger. Does that make sense? So that could be very significant in your connection. For others of you, also pick up a strong energy here. You might be my couple that likes to be like, I would not be surprised if you tell me that you're somehow antisocial, or you are very selective with the people that you befriend, or the people that you let into your home, or whatever, because maybe you have gone through a fair share of fake people. So you're very selective, like you are very selective with the people that you trust and talk to. Okay. And I pick up a strong energy. Again, you might be somebody that is not overly social, or you used to be overly social but you're not anymore, or you're trying to get out of your trust issues. You want to be more social, but you also know that there's a lot of effed up people out there. And for some reason I pick up the energy here, like the energy between you and your future spouse. Your connection could also be all about how you find a way to escape some type of toxic energy. You might want to somehow, I'm hearing bail out, or I'm just closing my eyes because I can channel better, guys. So your connection with your true love and your future spouse could also be about somehow finding a way out, to bail out, or to somehow get out of a toxic. Let's say, for example, you both live in a neighborhood that you feel like is toxic, and if you think about raising your children there, hell no, I'm not gonna raise my children in this environment. So you both have like this goal to somehow manifest living in a white picket fence neighborhood so that you can raise your children there. Or you both might feel like the city that you live at is toxic, and you want to live off grid, or you want to live in Bali, or you want to live somewhere where it's peaceful and where it's calm, and something along those lines is what I'm picking up here as well. Or because I'm picking up the energy here, like two people feeling like, I'm hearing it's us against the world, or something about where you want to somehow be off grid, or away from the city, or away of a toxic family, or away of like a toxic city, or away of like a neighborhood that is full of like, you know, substances, and like, you know, where things can go left very fast if you raise your children in this neighborhood. That's the vibe that is coming through here. Okay, so your connection could be very, very connected to escaping the world. Okay, somehow escaping the toxicity of the world. You might both be very strict with like, I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode. I don't want to see anything on the internet. The internet is very interesting, but also very toxic. Or, you know, let's go on a road trip far away from the city, to a farm, to an ocean, like a beach house, you know, far away from the hustle and bustle, far away from the smog. That's the vibe that is coming through here. Or, you know, let's stay at home. Let's not go out and, you know, like drink or whatever because it's toxic. You know, you both might have very extreme practices, but again, it's all about protecting your energy, your body, your soul, your spirit, or something along those lines. Okay, I'm hearing all I need in this life of sin is me and my girlfriend. Okay, so that's the vibe that is coming through here. Okay, something about like your connection is all about escaping, actually coming up with an escape plan, or somehow escaping like the noises, escaping the gossip, the chatter, escaping toxic family members, something along those lines. Okay, kind of like I'm hearing bailing out. That's literally the vibe that is coming through here. Okay, something about, well, oh yeah, you guys will want to start a new life. that is healthy and not so toxic, or you guys want to start, like, you guys maybe even want to start a new friend circle, or like a new job, or like just live in a new environment that is not full of snakes. I don't know what that means. Like, I'm being brought to 𝘴𝘱𝘏, his energy, where I think he's very, oh yeah, very how do you call it, very private. Your energy could be very private as a couple, like you don't like to be all out there or whatever, or you're very private about your connection, okay? But the privacy of your connection is actually going to protect your connection. I'm going to let you know, okay, is what I'm picking up here. And people could be saying, like, you know, you guys are overly dramatic, but you guys know the reason why you are the way that you are. Does that make sense? So whatever. And I also don't think you're gonna, you know, like, worry about it, okay? Yeah, so I feel like something about escaping the world, escaping the work, hustle and bustle culture, or escaping, again, something about escaping toxic family, escaping a toxic environment is what I'm picking up here. You guys are gonna be on the same journey, and you guys are gonna literally escape together, okay? Whatever that means. Now, another thing that I'm picking up here is, before we go to the extended very soon, another thing that I'm picking up here is, first of all, when I looked at this card, this is the Temperance card. So again, this is opposites attract, but it's kind of like, let's say, for example, 1 minute you are very heated or you are very impulsive and they're very logical. The next moment you are very logical and they're very heated and impulsive. So there's something about like opposites attract, but it makes you like a match made in heaven. One person is impulsive, the other person is strategic. One person is spontaneous, the other person is organized. Okay, very significant here. You both could really like, I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing there's something going on with sunglasses. Someone here could have heart-shaped sunglasses, or you really like sunglasses, or you really dream of like a beach life, a beach waves, like, I don't know, like salt water. I don't know what that means, but you could be dreaming of a lot of beach vacations, or you want to somehow live by a beach at some point in your life, or retire in the beach house or something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Okay, but it says keep it chill. Okay, and when I looked at this card, I heard, girl, you're so sexy, everybody should see your body. Yeah, girl, you're so sexy, everyone should see you, everyone should see you in the open. Baby, open up for me, open, keep it open by the ocean. But he says, lipstick wrapped around my lemonade glass. That's why I heard this song. All that sex in the ocean, all that sex on the beach. So that could be significant here. Okay, sex in the ocean, sex on the beach. Something about living a lifestyle where you wear sunglasses and summer hats and stuff like that. Or you guys will have like a tradition of having a tropical vacation every year, every 2 years, something along those lines, okay? Or as well as I'm also picking up like to the countryside. I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting on the grass, laying side by side. That's the vibe that's coming through here, okay? Because for some of you guys, you could also dream of like having your own farm, is what I'm picking up here. Or you both could have a strong connection to animals, like you love to explore animals. You want to see elephants and giraffes and lions in the wilderness, or you really love animals. You might be even having a lot of like once you guys are in a connection, you will take care of dogs and cats and stuff like that. Or you guys will both love goldfish, so you will have like a goldfish that you name together, or a cat or a dog that you name together. Or yeah, you could both be like animal whisperers, where you both really love exploring animals, okay? Or something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. So if you would travel, it's like because you want to see those animals is what I'm picking up here. Or again, you both will end up having an animal together that is really bringing you together as a couple is what I'm picking up here, okay? Kind of like your animal is gonna be your baby, you know, for example, before you have an actual baby. But again, it's kind of like testing, you know, what happens when we have an animal together, because that's like, you know, it's like already letting you know like how does it work between us if we would actually have a literal baby together. Okay, now one last thing that we have here the card First Kiss, and it says Ace of Flutes. With this card right here, give me a moment, guys. I'm actually gonna put this up. Okay, now for some of you guys with the First Kiss card here, you can see there's a firework in the background. Okay, so I don't know if it's you or if it's them, but someone here is extra, because we talk about intense. Someone is extra about birthdays. Someone is extra about like okay, someone really likes holidays. I don't know if it's you or if it's your future spouse or if it's the both of you. Okay, let's say for example you freaking hate Christmas or whatever, or I don't know, Easter, it's not your thing. You might notice that your future spouse is somehow going to spark something inside of you that makes you actually enjoy Christmas, that makes you actually enjoy New Year's Eve, that actually makes you enjoy celebrating your birthday, because they might be a very celebratory individual, and you might have your reasons why you don't like Christmas. Maybe you have like bad memories and stuff like that, and it's almost like they're going to replace those bad memories with their celebratory energy. You see where I'm coming from? So, or again, you might be a person, you love holidays, you love Halloween, you love Christmas, you love New Year's Eve, you love Easter and stuff like that, and you're gonna be over the top around the holidays. So you're really gonna enjoy, you know, like preparing for holidays or something along those lines. Okay, so holidays could be like a very happy time between you and your future spouse because you both love holidays, or again, they're gonna somehow spark the holiday spirit inside of you. Okay, because they're gonna show you how beautiful Christmas and New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day can be. So it's gonna be like a big part in your connection to celebrate like holidays is what I'm picking up here, or to celebrate holidays very big, because maybe when you grew up you couldn't celebrate holidays very big for whatever reason. Okay, so that's very significant here as well. I'm also seeing here something about a tradition when it comes to New Year's Eve. So you might end up having a tradition when it comes to Christmas or New Year's Eve, like always being at the same place around Christmas or New Year's Eve. Okay, it's funny, right? Because I talked about how you always like to do new things. So for some of you guys, but again, there's something about traditions, but specifically connected to holidays. So for some of you guys, your tradition is to be in a different place every year around Christmas or around New Year's Eve. Does that make sense? Or Valentine's Day. For others of you, it's the opposite. It's about always going to the same place and always like remembering that's where we met. So we're always going to go back to this place where we met for Valentine's Day. Does that make sense? Something along those lines is what I'm picking up here, okay?
Hey, pen number 1, this is editing me. I also wanted to say this whole escapism does not necessarily mean physically escaping, okay? This could also, for example, be you both really hate, like, you know, the noises in the city, or like it's too loud or something along those lines, or you really, you know, sometimes are very sensitive when it comes to too many people talking, or it's like super duper loud or something along those lines, and you guys will somehow escape by listening to music all day. Does that make sense? By jamming, listening to music all day. So you're kind of like escaping the noises of the world. That's what it feels like to me. Or again, for example, putting your phone on airplane mode the whole weekend and just chilling. You know, so you're basically kind of like escaping social media. That's the vibe that is coming through here. Or for example, you know, it's you live somewhere where you know, autumn and winter get very rainy and very gloomy, and you guys are very colorful people. So your escapism could, for example, be you know, like painting very colorful pictures. It's kind of like where you escape into a fantasy world that is a lot more beautiful, a lot more healthy compared to like a lot of stuff that is happening in this world, if that makes sense. Okay, for example, you guys are going to decorate your room or your apartment in a very colorful way, because let's say, for example, you live in London, and London gets like rainy and gloomy and stuff like that. So your escapism is literally your apartment being as colorful as it can be. Does that make sense? So yeah, this whole escaping is not necessarily physically. It could also be mentally, where you both are mentally escaping into like a fantasy world. This could also, for example, be coming back to books, coming back to movies, like a movie marathon or something like that. Okay. I'm also being brought to video games for some of you guys. Coming back to the energy of your connection being very intense. I just feel like you guys will allow this relationship to go through tests, because you guys want to know, is this really love? Is this really true love? Is this really the person that I want to be with, that my soul wants to be with? So it's kind of like, I feel like it's going to be very normal for you guys to let the relationship go through tests, if that makes sense. Kind of like, for example, agreeing to, I don't know, like not see each other for 2 weeks or something along those lines, and it's more so, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you guys want to really know. It could be the both of you, where the both of you want to know that you really chose the right person, and it's going to be proven over and over again. Does that make sense? Because you want to be as sure as possible, but it's kind of like you have to test yourself how you feel when you are without this person, or something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Okay, so other people would say like you guys are being dramatic or something along those lines, but for you guys it's like no, I want to know what the ship is built, what the ship can handle. Does that make sense? Or I want to test the ship before I use that ship to sail through the ocean. Okay. And you know what's funny? I channeled the song Sex on the Beach by Party Next Door. And it's so funny because in the beginning of the song, and I didn't plan that because, you know, I filmed the videos first and then I choose like an image for, you know, for the pickup how where you can choose an image. And I forgot that I was channeling the song, but now it makes sense because in the song, he says, the sky is purple, feeling good, and you know the sky is purple in your pile. So there could also be an energy where the both of you are really like the color purple, or something about like you guys will have a lot of like situations where you will witness like a purple sky or like a pink sky is what I'm picking up here. Or you're going to take a lot of pictures of like a purple or a pink sky, or it's somewhat significant for someone here. Okay,
yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the extended now. Okay, I can already show you a little bit here what I'm seeing her. Okay, we have your sexy lingerie. It says lingerie revs them up sexually. They are very visual and it gives them the visual variety that will keep them excited. Okay, we have here the teacher and it says, oh, I already read that out. And here we have multiple gasms. Okay, it says once is not enough for them. They want a night filled with multiple happy moments. They can spark a firework multiple times in one night. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, and I also think I want to talk about the Knight of Flutes here, hopeless romantic. Okay, so let's talk about that energy. The link is going to be down in the description box for the extended if you want to know how your connection in the bedroom is going to be like. So if you want to join me, the link is down in the description box. If not, thank you for being here. I love you guys and I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello my lovely pal number 2, welcome to your reading guys. So we're going to look at your connection with your true love and your future spouse today. Yeah, we're going to look at what the connection with your true love and your future spouse is going to be like, kind of like your day-to-day life as a couple, or how would people, you know, like describe you if they would describe your connection from the outside. Okay, or kind of like significant events that would play a big role in your connection or as a couple. Okay, I'm also going to extend this reading on Patreon, and we're going to be a little bit more spicy on Patreon, meaning that I'm going to look at your connection in the bedroom. What is your connection like in the bedroom? What is your connection like when the energy is a little bit more spicy, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more frisky, if you know what I mean. So if you want to join me there, the link is down in the description box. Okay, but let me channel the energy here. Let me see, what is pile number 2's connection with their true love and their future spouse going to be like? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. We're gonna look at the cards together, and then we're gonna talk about everything. But you know what the funny thing is? For some reason, as I'm starting to record your reading, I'm noticing that my voice is a lot more calm and a lot more mellow and slow. Okay. The first thing that I'm hearing is slow living. Okay. But let's see. I'm going to zoom you guys in, and then we're going to talk about everything. But the energy that I feel in your reading is so peaceful, like a lot more peaceful than usual. So there could be an energy where there's a lot of peace inside of you, or your future spouse is a very, very tranquil, peaceful individual. They might have a very peaceful voice, or a very peaceful, like the energy in their body. Like even if they're like super duper loud, like not super duper loud, but even if they are like very passionate when they talk, you know, like with hands and stuff like that. They have their moments where their energy is so peaceful that it makes people fall asleep, or they have like, I feel like your future spouse has the energy of like a very peaceful energy. For example, even if they are a person that likes to party, or that likes to make jokes, or that is like an entertainer or whatever, they have their days, they have their moments throughout the day where they're like extremely peaceful. For example, I'm picking up the energy where your true love and your future spouse, they for example like to stroke your beard, or they like to stroke your hair, or something along those lines. Or again, like they have their moments where their voice is so peaceful that it makes you fall asleep. Or for example, when you talk to them on the phone, you get sleepy because their energy is very peaceful. Okay, something about them is very peaceful. It could be their hands, where they like to stroke or touch people. You know how when a person's like stroking your head and you're falling asleep, or someone is like stroking your back or whatever. Okay, this could be a person that they like physical touch. So I feel like they're going to touch you a lot, and it's going to make you fall asleep, or the other way around, or you're going to do this to each other. Or something about, again, their voice is very peaceful, or maybe like their room, like their apartment is very peaceful. Does that make sense? Let's say, for example, they're like very minimalistic. Their apartment maybe is very tranquil, where like everything is maybe in beige or in white, or very calm. Okay, even if it's again not their voice or something like that, or not their touch, because I'm picking up like the energy of like someone slowly touching or stroking somebody. That's like the energy that I'm picking up here. Okay. Or your future spouse could also have tendencies to be like a very cozy individual. Maybe they have like a super duper cozy bed because they like a lot of cushions, even if this is a man. Or they have like a, I'm seeing like satin, silk on the bed. There's something about like extremely peaceful, cozy, cuddly, okay, like very calm. Okay, that's part of them. It doesn't have to be that they're always like that, but part of them is like that. Cozy, calm, collected. They maybe talk very slowly, walk very slowly. Okay, they might even kiss very slowly, if you know what I mean. Or they maybe even like to, they maybe even like slow love making, if that makes sense. Okay, or something about like this person's gonna calm you down so much so that they make you fall asleep, or the other way around. Okay, for others of you, this might be your energy that I'm picking up here, and I feel like your true love and your future spouse is going to say like they sleep the best when you're there, or something about your voice calms them down, or your energy, or that you always stroke their beard or stroke their chest. It's like they're falling in love. First of all, they're falling in love, yes, but they're falling asleep very peacefully every time you are with them. So they might be like expressing that to you, or something about like the energy of peace in a very like hectic world is very significant here in this connection. Okay, but yeah, let me zoom you guys in, and then we're gonna look at everything. I'm noticing that I'm calming down like crazy right now. Like I'm usually, like if you guys know me, I'm usually like hype, or I'm bubbly, or I'm very passionate. But this reading is like, oh my God, it feels like as soft as a feather. Okay, so I don't know what this is. They might even have like very soft skin is what I'm picking up here. Like, oh my God, I never, some people have like super duper soft skin, or they could also have like a baby face, or they don't have to be, but if she is female, she could have like a baby face or very soft skin, or he has very soft skin. Or I'm also picking up like very soft hair. I don't know what the heck that means, but for example, if they have like curly or wavy hair, they might have like very soft hair. I don't know what that I don't know what that means. Okay, something about them is extremely soft. Like, oh, they might have soft lips is what I'm picking up here as well. Like they have very good moisturized lips or whatever, or they take very good care of their lips or their skin. So it's like baby smooth. There's something that is very like that is baby smooth here. Okay, again, I don't know what the heck that means, but let's look at the cards together. So we have here, thank you for understanding me, the story behind all that. Okay, then we also have here we have here, I'm stubborn but willing to change. Okay, so we have a stubborn individual here, or maybe the both of you might be stubborn. Okay, we have here the card Deja Vu. Okay, we have here the card I can't believe we made it, this is why we're thankful, celebration. You guys already know the drill. I'm not going to show you every card, but I'm going to show you the cards that, I don't know, I feel like showing. Okay, then we have your water couple, which really, draws me in like that. Really draws me in. Okay, we have the Two of Cups here. No, that's the Two of Pentacles. Okay, as well as the Angel of Balance and the Rest and Rejuvenation, which is exactly the energy that is coming through here. It feels like a spa energy. It feels like you just got a massage. I do feel like that's things that you're going to do in your connection. There's like the energy of relaxing each other. Like someone is, massaging someone's feet. The other person's massaging this person's back. I'm being brought to aromatherapy. I'm being brought to putting candles on, or I'm being brought to going to the sauna together. Okay, to really relax the body or the mind or the muscles or the nerves or something along those lines. And I'm going to tell you why, because I almost want to say, it's like I feel like the both of you, I feel like you and your true love and your future spouse, you have tendencies to be workaholic, or you have tendencies to be very ambitious to the point where you sometimes find yourself anxious, or you sometimes find yourself like in not so great health because you were so ambitious and you were like not looking at your body trying to tell you something, or you were not looking at, like the symptoms. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like the symptoms of a burnout or whatever, or that your mind needs some rest before, kind of like the energy where you work until you have a breakdown, and then you realize, damn, my mind needs a break. So this might be, that might sound like you. Like I'm picking up the energy here where you both have either huge goals, because we have the Capricorn energy here, guys. So we have Capricorn energy here, as well as the first house of the body, and Aries energy, and these two energies are extremely ambitious. These are very extremely ambitious energies. These are like my waking up early in the morning, having my to-do list. I have big dreams, big wishes. I want to retire early. I want to have a big position in a company. Like I want to have a big career and stuff like that. If it does not sound like you, this might be the energy of your true love and your future spouse, where they have a very active life. They have a lot to do. Like they have a long to-do list throughout the day. They have places to be. They have things to do. They need to take care of things. Okay, they might be running something, even if it's not their own business. They might just be like, they might play a big role in the company that they work at. Like this company depends on them, or maybe they have a lot of siblings and those siblings depend on them. They're somehow running something. They could be running a household. They could be running a company. They could be somehow running something, even if they are not a boss. Their energy is like a boss, even if they are not officially or like, on documents a boss, but their energy feels like a boss. They have to take care of people, or they have to take care of things, or they take care of multiple people in their life. Okay, so they have like a they have a lot on their back, okay? And it might be the same energy with you here, or you might be introduced to your future spouse's life, and their life is very very adventurous, but it also is kind of maybe like hectic, or you need like you need strong mental health, if that makes sense, okay? Or you need a strong body, kind of like where your body is strong and you have a lot of energy to get a lot of things going throughout the day, right? Or you have strong mental health so that you can deal with all the challenges that come with being a boss, running your own business, or somehow taking care of multiple people, you know, or taking care of, you know, or advising people, or being like the one that people look up to. They could be like the big brother or the big sister in their family that people look up to, so they feel like they have to fulfill like the role of you know, a good role model, if that makes sense, okay? Or again, they could be taking care of their parents' bills or whatever, so their health has to somehow be top notch in order for them to get things done and keep things going, you know, if that makes sense. But that's the reason why this relaxation energy is so intense here, because because I see here that it's either you and your future spouse, or it is your future spouse. It's like an energy where you both have like a busy time schedule, or you both love to build, okay? Capricorn energy is all about building things, okay? Building things from scratch, something about, and I say building, this could be literally anything. This could be like building furniture, like I'm picking up the energy of building a house, okay, building furniture, building a business, building an art gallery, something about where even like building sculptures is what I'm picking up here, okay? So the energy of your connection feels like a connection, or the both of you are gonna build together, or feel like the both of you have a passion for building things. Does that make sense? So, and again, even if it doesn't sound like you will be introduced to your future spouse's life, and they have a very strong Bob the Builder energy, okay? So they could be like very talented when it comes to building things. May that be building furniture, may that be like literally working in construction. So they naturally have like this desire to at some point build their own house. I'm being brought to retirement, like retiring early, building your own house, buying your own property, because again, Capricorn energy is a big energy. That's where you buy land, buy property, build houses, build businesses, okay? And that's where you make big things happen. Okay, so I feel like the connection between you and your future spouse, you both might be very ambitious and have like huge goals, like a lot bigger than the average person, or a lot bigger than the people around you, okay? And again, it doesn't, like, this could literally be you want to have your own garden and grow your own food, right? It's the same energy, even if it's not business, in a business type of situation, or you want to have your own apartment, but you want to build everything on your own. You want to build the table on your own, do it yourself projects. You want to decorate and design your own mirror and stuff like that, or you have like this crazy fantasy of this crazy like apartment, and there's so many details. Does that make sense? That take a lot of time and a lot of effort to build them. You don't just go into a store and buy those things. You have to build them, or create them on their own, or paint them on their own, or something like that, okay? I feel like a big energy in your life. Again, even if you tell me I'm not into this lifestyle, I always have been like drawn to it, or I'm noticing I'm starting to be very drawn to embrace the builder inside of me, or to embrace like this building something from scratch, doing something on my own. For example, even like the energy of creating your own, even like creating your own skincare, creating your own hair care. All of that energy is Capricorn energy, where you don't depend on another person, but you do it yourself. Does that make sense? Oh, okay, that could be the energy where you both are very stubborn, where you want to do things on your own, or you want to build something from scratch without help, or something about you don't want to, or you have like I feel like the both of you and your future spouse, you have a history of feeling like you are not in control of your own life, or you are helpless, or you are dependent on someone's help, and therefore you have like the strong urge to be so independent that you will never have to feel this feeling again of being helpless or depending on someone's help or depending on someone else's time schedule. Does that make sense? Like the energy of, let's say for example you had a health scare and you were depending on a doctor to call you back and stuff like that, or the doctor didn't help you out properly, they didn't, you know, like check your body properly and stuff like that, they gave you the wrong medication, so now you have like this strong urge. And again, the same with your true love and your future spouse, and it's going to be different how it's going to show. Okay, again, I'm telling you, this could be like you both are going to decide you want to have a sauna in your apartment. Okay, just for relaxation. That could be like a huge goal of yours, to somehow have like a, or to have like a spa vacation every 6 months or whatever, you know, in order to relax yourself or to take care of your health, because you feel like you've been so helpless at some point. Someone you had to like you couldn't take care of your health. Does that make sense? So coming back to this builder energy here, or this independent energy, let's say for example, you know, like a doctor somehow fucked up with a medication, and then you realize like, if I really want to protect my health, I have to do it on my own. I cannot just depend on a doctor to do it for me or whatever, or I cannot just depend on one source of income. I have to have multiple sources of income, or I cannot just, do you know what I mean? Or I cannot just depend on, you know, economy. I have to build something on my own. This could be like an energy that is very significant in your connection. So you guys could be talking a lot about like how you do things on your own. Like they, for example, could be telling you how they, you know, make their own protein shakes from scratch, or they bake their own bread from scratch. They don't want to go to a grocery store, or they want to have their own garden. They don't want to buy like fruits that are full of chemicals and stuff like that. Or for example, this could even be the energy of like building your body, right? Like a bodybuilder type of energy, where you both might be sharing that energy, but like between you and her or him, that you're both in the core of your being, you're both builders, or you're both like super duper independent, or you both crave this, like this freedom of independence. Okay, whatever that means. Maybe you want to not rent an apartment, you want to buy one, so you never have to pay rent again. Maybe you want to retire earlier than usual. Maybe you want to, you know, like live as long as possible, you know, not just to depend on fate, but to really, you know, put your effort into becoming the healthiest version of yourself, so that you become the oldest version, that you become as old as you possibly can. Does that make sense? You both will share that energy in common, because I'm actually seeing here, guys, I'm seeing an image here where he or she, okay, it doesn't matter, like you might be watching him, I'm just gonna say him first, you might be watching him, you know, like building his own mirror together, or he's like building, or like let's say for example he's an artist, he's like somehow building his own sculpture and stuff like that, and it really turns you on. Like he's sweating, you know, when he's like building something, and you can see how concentrated he is, and it really turns you on. Does that make sense? Where like this independence or this builder energy really turns you on. Or for example, if she's a woman, you know, you might be seeing her in the kitchen creating her own skincare or whatever, you know, and her skin is glowing like a freaking goddess, and it turns you on to see her in the kitchen, how she's like doing her own skincare. Or maybe she's a boss lady, you see her with her glasses and her laptop and whatever, you know, like, and you're really turned on by it. It's kind of like you both are turned on by this independent builder energy, like this limitlessness. Okay, because I feel like the both of you at some point felt very limited, very powerless. So now you have like a strong urge to somehow be in a position of power. Like, I built my body to last until forever. I built this business in order for me to be independent from anybody and anything, you know. Or I'm not gonna, you know, listen to, you know, somebody telling me when I am allowed to retire. I decide on my own when I am retiring. Does that make sense? There's something like that going on here, where I feel like the both of you are going to have such a strong, first of all, you both might have like a very busy time schedule, okay? Is what I'm picking up here. And therefore when you you know, do meet, it's all about relaxation. Okay, it's all about, I massage you, you massage me, you know, I'm stroking your beard, let's take a nap together, today was hectic, today was busy, you know, like putting like dimmed lights on, or going to the sauna together, okay, to really relax the body, the mind, you know. And you know, you can, like, you notice the more time you spend together, so your connection is all about relaxing because you work hard. Does it make sense? You work hard, so therefore you also have to relax a lot more to rejuvenate. Yes, to rejuvenate and rest. Okay, or the both of you, you might be working really, really hard because you want an easy life at some point. Like even if it's when you are 40 or 50, you want to, again, for example, have your own garden. Work really hard right now that you can afford building your own garden, but then when you have your own garden, you never have to go to the grocery store again. Does that make sense? Or again, you work really, really hard to build your business right now so that, you know, you in your 30s or in your 40s, you can relax a lot more, you can take more vacations. So you both will be in this hustle and bustle energy. Like you both will be like, oh my god, I need to build this. I have this huge vision. Even if it's an art gallery, it doesn't have to be business, it might be an art gallery, or I have this exact vision, like very specific vision of how I want my apartment to look like, and I'm gonna, you know, work a lot to have the money to, so that I can put it together as I really wanted to. You see where I'm coming from? The both of you have this energy of not just obeying to rules but making your own rules, or not just obeying to fate but in an energy of control. I am controlling what my apartment is gonna look like. I'm not just gonna settle for what is possible. I decide what is possible. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you both have this very like intense go-getter energy, or this very intense like I have this dream, I have this vision, and nobody can tell me nothing. Okay, no matter what it is, but you both have like this vision where you want to go. So whenever you guys are meeting, it's all about relaxing because you usually work a lot, okay, is what I'm picking up here, or because you usually are very focused on getting to your goals. So when you guys are meeting, it's all about relaxing, it's all about cuddling, it's all about being cozy. Okay, it might be all about listening to really slow music, slow living, okay, walking, taking a slow walk, you know, not just running around and stuff like that, taking a slow walk, slow love making, you know, because you're usually like in beast mode. Like for example, at the gym, you are in beast mode, or at work, you are in beast mode, or, you know, like you are in beast mode in your head to get to this goal. Okay, so again, it's all about meditating, relaxing, calming down, you know, like stroking each other before until the other person falls asleep. Okay, that's the vibe that is coming through here. We also have here the card, thank you for understanding me, the story behind all that. Yeah, so you both could have a very intense story about your life. Like if somebody would ask you, like, you know, how did you get here, why do you believe this, you know, how did you manifest this or that, did you manifest your job or your apartment. It's like it takes a while for you to explain everything, where you come from, and, you know, like I feel like the energy where you both have very intense like life stories. You know how some people, there's nothing wrong with it, okay, but they have like a very simple story, you know, and sometimes there's so much beauty and simplicity, and then other people have a very complex story where you have to tell like everything from A to Z in order for a person to understand how they got to where they got. This could be like a body that looks like an Adonis, but there's such a huge like story behind all of that. It's not just, oh, I wanted to look good. There's a huge story about like my grandpa and this and that, and then this and that happened, you know. So you both could have a very intense life story is what I'm picking up here, or you both could be very good storytellers. Does that make sense? Or this could be your future spouse. If you tell me you feel like you're not a good storyteller, but I do feel like the both of you like to talk a lot. You see where I'm coming from? So you have certain days where it's all about just kissing. It's just about body language. Okay, it's just about body language. It's just about like a wink or like a touch or like a kiss or whatever. Okay, and you're not talking much because you are exhausted. All you want to do is rest your mind, rest your body. And then there's other days where I feel like you both are very talkative. Okay, if you tell me I'm usually not talkative, you might get very talkative when you meet your true love and your future spouse, or they are the talkative one. Someone here is a storyteller, someone here is an entertainer where you love to listen to them because their stories are interesting, or the way that they explain things is just, you know, very interesting, very entertaining, or again, there's just something soothing about their voice that you can listen to them like for hours just listening to their story or whatever. Or again, they have a funny way or a goofy way of telling things and stuff like that, and it's just like it's like it brings joy to you to listen to him. Or again, you could be both like storytellers is what I'm picking up here, okay? For some of you guys, you might, where you are currently, it might be raining, or you might live in a place where it rains a lot. Like I'm being brought to the UK, I think is like a place where it rains a lot. Where I live, we also have a lot of rain. Like most of the time it's raining, or it's raining a lot. I think I don't know, in Scotland, I think it's raining a lot too, or in Ireland, I'm not sure. But yeah, you could be like there could be a rainy season in where you live at, where there's like a particular month where it rains a lot. And then there's other months where it's super duper dry, but there's something about, I'm seeing a lot of rain. Or you could be someone who really likes the sound of waves, or who really likes the sound of rain. Or it might be your true love and your future spouse, because, or listen, you might also be a person where you really like gloomy weather, or you like rain. I know there's like a specific term for it. People that like thunder, and people that like rain, and maybe people that like gloomy weather, okay? Or you might be a person, you like the color gray, or you like gray, like white and black movies, okay? For some of you guys, you also really like dancing, or you like dance movies, okay? Or you used to always watch dance movies, or you know, like movies like Honey, I think it's called, right, with Jessica Alba. Someone saying could be Jessica. But yeah, for some reason I'm seeing like rain here, okay? I'm seeing a lot of water here, okay? So first things first, what I wanted to say here is you both could really enjoy rain, okay? Where you both really love rain, or you both really like the sound of waves, or you both really love water. Like you love to be in the, you know, in water, you love to shower, you love to like, you know, sit in, you know, in a salt bath for hours or whatever. That's the vibe that is coming through here, okay? Or again, this could just be an energy where you live at, it is usually very rainy and gloomy, or it's very rainy and gloomy right now. Okay, yeah, I'm picking up the energy of like kissing a lot in the rain, because again, it could be just, you know, your connection could start around a time where it's raining a lot, or it's rainy season, or again, it's you really like that season, you really like rain, and you really like gloomy weather, and they like it too. So you're both gonna, you know, enjoy, like I'm hearing the sound of rain. I'm seeing the sound of rain where you are inside, and you really just enjoy the sound of rain, or you might be watching the thunder together is what I'm picking up here, okay? Or something about kissing in the rain a lot. I think it's a song. It sounds like a song, Kissing in the Rain. But again, it could just be because where you live at, it rains a lot is what I'm picking up here, okay? Now, we have the water couple here, okay? So the funny thing is, because I'm not too familiar with astrology, but there are certain things that I know about astrology. So we have here Capricorn, right? So Capricorn is the 10th house, and the zodiac sign that is the opposite of Capricorn is Cancerian energy, and Cancerian energy is water energy, okay? And the first thing that I picked up here with the water couple is you both are either very sensitive or very intuitive, or both, okay? Meaning that people used to tell you like, hey, you're too sensitive, you know, like how do you say that? Suck it up, you're too sensitive. Or some people said like you are too soft, or you cry a lot, you might be a cry baby or something like that, or you're too emotional, okay? Or this could be something that people said to your true love and your future spouse, or something about like being extremely intuitive, because water energy is all about Pisces, Cancerian, and Scorpio energy. So it's all about the gut feeling. It's all about, I had this dream, I feel something in the air, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Something about, because water energy is all about sitting down with your emotions and finding out what the fuck is going on, right? And we have here the card Angel of Balance. Okay, the first thing that I picked up here with this card right here is the book of the Alchemist. Ooh. Okay. So your future spouse might have very intense eyes. I'm not gonna lie. Like his eyes or her eyes could be very intimidating. Like people are usually like, you know, I feel like this person is wishy-washy. Like I don't know what to think about them, like because of their eyes, okay? Or they have a way of like when they talk to people, they stare people into their freaking soul. Like without blinking. Like that's the vibe that is coming through here. So they have very intense eyes. They stare into someone's soul. They don't blink. They look at you like this. Okay. And they don't look away. Is what I'm picking up here. Or this could be a person that they like to read people. This might sound like you. They like to read people through the eyes. So they do that on purpose. They look at a person's eyes and they try to read, you know, like, what is this person really thinking? What do they think of me? You know, what is this person like? You know, so this could be a person that likes to analyze people, but they look into people's eyes. Or they could be somebody that likes to, why am I describing who your future spouse is? I don't know. But you might be both very observant. Does that make sense? Where you observe him and he observes you, is what I'm picking up here. But in the process of doing that, you fall in love with each other, or you both have like this very observant energy where you notice the same thing as he or she does. Do you see where I'm coming from? So it's kind of like you both have like this eye for details, and you both like observe things, and you both notice like what was going on behind the scenes. Like, did you see that? And like, yeah, I saw it too. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like your eyes go in the same direction. You both look at the same things. This is crazy, almost as if like your side, I don't know why I'm hearing that, but I'm hearing your side is in sync. It's like you both notice the same things, is what I'm picking up here. I don't know what that means, okay? Very observant, very analytical and observant. Your spirit guides are here. But the first thing that I picked up here was the alchemist. For some of you guys, you also wear a head wrap, because I'm seeing it here. Okay. I'm also seeing very like intense dark brown eyes. So he or she could have very intense dark brown eyes. Doesn't have to be, but they have like very intense eyes. They are piercing through people's soul. And some people don't feel comfortable looking at him or looking at her, because they feel exposed, or they feel like, you know, people that hide something cannot look into your future spouse's eyes, because your future spouse's eyes, they seek for truth. Do you see where I'm coming from? So the person who's lying, they feel uncomfortable anyway. So we have here the Angel of Balance, okay? Now, the first thing that I picked up here is the book of like The Alchemist, the story about Santiago, the protagonist in the book The Alchemist, how he had a reoccurring dream about a treasure that is hidden somewhere in the desert in front of pyramids. That's literally the vibe that is coming through here. Hold on. Okay. And the first thing that your spirit guides told me is you both either have reoccurring dreams, or you both have very intense dreams. Maybe not all the time, but you do have, you know, every 2 months, every 3 months, like a very intense dream, or something about like you dream a lot, and they might be dreaming a lot as well. So I'm seeing like a big part of, or like intuitively, okay, something about, it might not even be like dreams, but it might just be like visions or like flashes of images that come into your mind while you're meditating, or you have like the strong like urge or desire to do something, and you don't know why. There is no rational like there's no rational thought behind it. It's just, I need to do this, and I cannot explain to you why. And you sometimes cannot even sleep, or cannot even do anything else until you have done whatever your soul is telling you to do. So it's kind of like it's such a strong urge that it overcomes your body, and you just have to do it. And then afterwards you notice like, oh damn, that was my intuition talking to me, that I had to do this, I had to drive there, I had to, for example, buy this tea or whatever, or buy this fruit. And then later on you notice like, oh, that's the reason why I had this strong urge to buy this fruit, or buy this tea, or do this, or stay at home, or something along those lines. Okay, you both have the same energy, you both have similar energy. So I feel like a big part of your connection is about talking about your dreams, okay? Even if you're not dreaming a lot, they might be dreaming a lot. Like you might be really good at interpreting dreams, and they might be dreaming a lot, even if it's not you that dreams a lot. Or you might be dreaming a lot, and they might be really good at interpreting symbols and signs, or something along those lines. So I'm seeing you guys here laying in bed and talking about the dreams that you had, or talking about like some type of vision that you got during a meditation, or something about like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel something in the air. And then you guys are talking about like, I feel weird today. And then you guys are analyzing where this weird feeling comes from, or kind of like a reoccurring dream. Or you guys might be talking about like, this keeps happening in my life. I see like a pattern. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you both have the energy of like a Sherlock Holmes, like an inspector, like trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. Okay, that's the vibe that is coming through here as well. Or again, you might be you both are definitely dreamers. You both are on a journey to manifest something big, something that people say is impossible. Okay, I don't know what it is, retiring early, having 11 kids, having a beach house, having 2 houses, 2 apartments, you want to buy a house for your grandma, whatever it is, you both have huge dreams. And even if you tell me like, I have these huge dreams, but I don't believe in myself, once you meet your true love and your future spouse, you will notice how much is possible. They might be somebody who has manifested things that seem totally impossible to people, okay, is what I'm picking up here. Or they're going to help you to fully embrace the dreamer inside of you, like this limitlessness, okay? Like your future spouse, they don't know limits. They're like, God is great, God is huge, so why would I put limits on myself as to what is possible? You know, with God, with the universe, everything is possible. So yeah, there could be an energy of like, you guys could be a couple that manifests together. Like I'm seeing you here, like, I don't know, meditating together, or like journaling together about like the things that you want to manifest, okay? Or you guys might both be in the energy of like, fake it till you make it. So you both might be like faking, you know, like role playing in order to manifest things together. Or again, this is an energy of like talking about dreams that you had, because someone here could be dreaming a lot, and the other person is interpreting the dreams and stuff like that, you know, is what I'm picking up here. If it's not dreams in particular, this is definitely about like, I have this huge ass goal, this huge ass dream, and I'm picking up the energy here where the both of you, I mean, it's, of course it is like very normal that you sometimes get discouraged. So a big part of your connection is also about like hyping each other up or building each other up again. Does that make sense? Where, let's say for example, this is so cute, I love it. Let's say for example, your future spouse comes home from like a day that was not so good, not so successful, and you might be noticing that he's down, or he might be saying like, man, you know, like I fucked up the whole day or something like that, you know. And then oh my god, this is so cute, I love it. And then I'm seeing you here, like you notice like, oh, you know, his confidence is not that high today, like he feels discouraged. And again, the other way around as well, okay, because this is all about like making your dreams come true, but there's also days where you feel super duper discouraged and you want to give up. So this is a huge part in your connection, okay, because whatever you're trying to manifest, it's a lot bigger than other people's dreams. So the road is a lot harder, or maybe it takes a lot longer to get there. Does that make sense? A person who's trying to manifest early retirement, this is a huge goal compared to someone who just wants to manifest a car or whatever. You know what I mean? Something along those lines, I don't know. So you see him like, he's like, you know, down or whatever. You can see like, you know, his body language. I'm telling you, it's all about body language. It's kind of like you sometimes don't even like talk about what is wrong. You just read this person's body language, like, oh damn, look at his shoulders, you know, like he doesn't feel good today. And then you come to him and you're like massaging his back, and you're like, oh my god, your back is so strong. Did you go to the gym? Dang, you know, like, wow, you know. Or man, I really like your strong hands. And you say that on purpose because you know it's like it's boosting him. And then he goes into like, let's say for example, he goes into work with like this boost energy. That's the vibe that is coming through, and it's so cute. Like for example, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm being brought to Harry Potter. I don't know if you guys know that Harry Potter scene, but it was the scene where Ron was like doubting himself because they were supposed to play Quidditch, or I don't know, like, you know, that one game that they always played like Quidditch, like with the brooms in the sky, and like, I don't know, kind of like the magical version of soccer, or the magical version of like, yeah, something like that, Quidditch I think it's called. And then Ron didn't believe in himself, and then Harry pretended that he put like this liquid luck in his drink in order for him to win, and then Ron was winning, but not because of the liquid luck, but because he was so confident. Okay, so that's the vibe that is coming through here, okay? Or let's say, for example, you have like a bad day or whatever, and you feel like, damn, you know, like my day was shit ass. And then, you know, he might be coming to you like, hey babe, I made you a smoothie. I know every time you drink smoothies, it makes you happy. So they might be looking at you and they notice like, oh, you're kind of down, but they also know what makes you happy. So they're going to do all these little things that make you happy, like tickling you, trying to make you smile again, okay? Because they know that, you just have like a bad day. But again, to me, this feels like on a journey, because you're trying to reach a goal, but you have to rest on your way to reach your goal, right? And on those days, it's kind of like you guys are gonna uplift each other a lot, because you know, like, damn, this person, they need more confidence, or they need to relax in order to get to their goal. So this is kind of like the energy where you both are supporting each other to reach your individual goals, is what I'm picking up here, okay? Something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Or he might be telling you how talented you are, and they mean it, you know, but it's kind of like when you don't see your potential, they're going to talk about like, oh my god, damn, you know, I was thinking about your idea yesterday and I was like, wow, this could really become something big, you know. So they start to talk to you, and then you start to notice that your energy goes back up again, and then you go out with a beast mode, you know, unstoppable, nobody can stop you. Okay, that's the vibe that is coming through here, okay? Yeah, for others of you, your connection could also be all about how you both really like showering together. You both could really like something about you could both really like, I'm also seeing a water birth. I don't know, I feel like for some of you guys, you always wanted to give birth to your children like in a water birth. Like I'm being brought to water birth, I don't know why. Okay, but yeah, for some of you guys, this could be an energy where you both really like showering together or bathing together, is what I'm picking up here. Or you both really like being by the beach, is what I'm picking up here as well. Okay, or bodies of water where you both really calm down when you are close to a body of water. So you might be saying, every time I want to calm down, going to a body of water really calms me down. And they're like, yeah, me too, I always go to this lake. And you're like, yeah, I always go to this like shore or whatever, you know. So you could have this in common as well, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, now we also have here the card, I can't believe we made it, this is why we're thankful, celebration. So again, I'm telling you, this is like an energy where you work a lot, but you also play a lot. So I do feel like the both of you, you're going to go out a lot in the evening to get, you know, like a wine or like a cocktail, you know, to be a little bit more loose, because I feel like you both have tendencies to be very serious, because you're very serious about achieving your goals and your dreams. So you sometimes get caught up in being very serious. So then on the weekend or whatever, or when you guys are meeting or spending time together, it's all about like maybe not even talking too much about work, because you usually talk a lot about work, and it's all about like I don't know, drinking together, like having a little wine, you know, having like your favorite cocktail, going out to dance, you know, going to a bar, going to a party. You know, it's kind of like to balance the scale, if that makes sense, because you both can be very extreme with focusing, or you both can be very extreme with discipline, or you can both be very extreme with, no, I need to get this done before I do anything else. So again, in order to stay sane and healthy, you guys will probably go drinking, like you guys will go to clubs or to parties a lot, or go to a bar, or just go to a little restaurant, a little cafe where you get your favorite cosmopolitan or your favorite, you know, like, I don't know, your favorite drink, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, now for some of you guys, I'm not gonna lie, you both might also share, you know, you both like, I feel like you both like to work a lot, but you also both like to play a lot, like dance a lot, or, you know, like have a weekend where maybe you drink a little bit, and then you're tipsy, and then you're goofy, and then you talk to people, you know, is what I'm picking up here. So yeah, you both could also be having a lot of fun while being tipsy, is what I'm picking up here. But do you know that energy of like being tipsy while you are, like when you are tipsy, and then at some point you know, drinking something turns into like a serious conversation about life and about God and stuff like that. That's the vibe that is coming through here. But you both could have like your favorite bar, your favorite restaurant that you go to after like a long work day is what I'm picking up here, or your favorite drink, like your favorite cocktails. You both could really enjoy making cocktails together even at home is what I'm picking up here, or making drinks together. For others of you, again, this is all about you both really like to party, or you both really like to go out and celebrate. Again, talking about how you try to achieve a lot, so maybe there's like a lot of reasons to celebrate. Do you see where I'm coming from? You both are going to be a power couple that is achieving a lot, so then there's also a lot of occasions to celebrate. Do you see where I'm coming from? That's the vibe that is coming through here. We also have the host card here. Okay, so there could be a big chance where a big part of your connection could also be connected to you hosting a lot of parties or a lot of celebrations. Okay, so I'm seeing you here, like this could be your future spouse where they like to invite people over, like they like to celebrate their success with the people that they love. So they might be like hosting events or parties or little gatherings at home, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, or this might be something that you would do as a couple together, where you like to invite people and celebrate with them all the things that you are achieving. Because again, with this energy that you're in, you will achieve a lot. Even if you tell me, Cynthia, I don't know what you're talking about, you're going to get there. You will see you're achieving a lot, because there is something in your body, in your mind, in your soul, and in your spirit that likes to build things. Okay, there's something very, very disciplined, and something very, very, you have a very strong energy, even if you didn't tap into it yet, but you will achieve a lot. You will achieve a lot at some point in your life, especially when you are in this connection. So again, there's going to be this energy of let's celebrate, you know, celebrating the milestones, celebrating the reward, celebrating, you know, the discipline, like where you were disciplined and now it's all about, you know, balancing the scale, having fun, because you're usually very disciplined and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, you could be hosting a lot of parties together, or for some of you guys, if it's not you hosting parties or hosting gatherings, or like, for example, hosting Thanksgiving, hosting Christmas and stuff like that, could be very significant in your connection. If it's not that, you will be invited to a lot of parties. You know, like people are gonna love you as a couple. People are gonna be like, oh my God, I love these two together. They're so cute, so funny, so inspiring together. So you might be like the special guest at a lot of people's places. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like usually when you go out, people really like you. Even the waitress talks to you in a restaurant and tells you like, hey, do you guys want to come to my garden? You know, I'm hosting a party at my garden. So you both could be like a magnet for people that like to throw parties or host gatherings. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like people, you as a couple, you are very likable. So a lot of people are going to invite you over. A lot of people are going to invite you to Christmas dinners, this and that and this and that, because they really, your energy is like either very funny as a couple or very calm. So people really, really enjoy being in your presence. You either calm them down or they find you like very funny or very inspiring. Okay, so yeah, you could be like a magnet for people inviting you left and right, or this could be an energy where your true love and your future spouse has a big friend circle, so they're always invited to certain places. Or maybe you have a big friend circle and you're always invited to a lot of places, and then if you have a big friend circle and they do too, then that means there's a lot of like gatherings, or there's a lot of events that you are being invited to. This could also be because of work. For example, they maybe have to network because of work. So they're going to take you to places where they network with people or something along those lines. Or networking could be very significant in your connection, because it's all about, you know, you manifesting the right people into your life to somehow build your vision together. Do you see where I'm coming from? So yeah, I do feel like you're either going to be invited to a lot of gatherings, a lot of parties, a lot of like, I don't know, Christmas dinners, Thanksgiving dinners and stuff like that from multiple people, because people just love you as a couple, or they really like to be around you, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, and for others of you, it's going to be your future spouse might really love hosting gatherings, hosting parties, or it might be you, is what I'm picking up here. Okay. And then we have here the Three of Roses that says the next destination. I'm telling you. So for some of you guys, a big part of your connection could also be about you guys traveling a lot. Okay, so you guys could have a lot of weekend trips. Like I'm seeing someone like where it's gonna be different for all of you, but I'm seeing like around the time where you meet your true love and your future spouse, even if you tell me you're not into traveling yet, or you don't like, it's not really something that is like interesting to you, it might be your future spouse where they really like traveling and they're gonna show you, or they're gonna spark like this passion for traveling inside of you. For others of you, I'm seeing a lot of road trips here. Like you guys will have a lot of road trips, like weekend trips, road trips, is what I'm picking up here. Kind of like where you drive from city to city. I don't know, where I live in Europe, you can very easily and very cheap fly from one city or you can fly from one country to another. So there could be a lot of trips in your energy here, okay? Or again, this is again telling you something about where you work a lot, but in order for you to afford as many trips as possible, you see where I'm coming from? So there could be a long period of just working and then a long period of just traveling. That's the vibe that is coming through here as well. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek because we are about to go to the extended, but we have here the car SEX card. Okay, it says they don't care if they have SEX with you in the car. They just want to have you and make it a ride to remember. Okay, so for a lot of you guys now transitioning to what your connection is going to be like when it comes to the bedroom and spicy stuff and stuff like that, there could be a lot of things happening in the car. You might have a lot of like memories of what happened in the car. You guys could be getting very frisky and very flirtatious in the car. You might be, you know, like fulfilling his fantasies that he has or that she has in the car is what I'm picking up here. Okay, yeah, so there could be a lot happening in someone's car. They could even be like, for example, you guys are gonna have SEX in the car, and that's the time where you actually get pregnant, so you will remember, damn, you know, do you know where we procreated you? In a freaking car. Okay, something like that is what I'm picking up here. Okay, so yeah, you guys could have a lot of car SEX, or I'm telling you something about a lot of sex on the go, or sex right before you have to leave the house because you're somehow invited somewhere, or because you have a long like I'm being brought to a lot of quickies, I'm gonna be honest, okay, because you have to go places or something along those lines. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the extended now. Okay, so we're gonna look at that energy a little bit more closely. Okay, we're gonna look at it a little bit more closely in the extended. So if you are interested in that, the link is down in the description box, and if not, I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Pile number 2. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 3. Welcome to your reading, guys. First of all, welcome to this reading. We're going to look at your connection with your true love and your future spouse, what it's going to be like, your day-to-day life, or just the energy between you and your future spouse in your connection, or how other people would maybe see or describe your connection, okay, or whatever you need to know. I'm also going to extend this reading on Patreon. We're going to look at what your connection is going to be like in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. The link is going to be down in the description box. But I was just reading one of the cards because I got new cards that are astrological cards, and your reading is going to be different. This is going to be a pep talk, TED talk. It's like your spirit guides are, first of all, what you need to know is your spirit guides are preparing you to meet your true love and your future spouse, because I'm trying to find the right words, okay? It's nothing bad. Don't worry about it. I'm pausing because you maybe have been asking the universe or your spirit guides why your future spouse is not there yet. Like, why is nothing happening, okay? We're going to talk about that. So I'm going to talk about your connection, but I'm more so, your spirit guides more so want me to talk about, like, they're trying to prepare you for meeting him or her, because I'm hearing it's more beautiful than you actually think. Like, you meeting your true love and your future spouse is going to be so beautiful that it is like shocking. Like, I'm being brought to someone who drinks something sugary and it's a shock to their system, like a sugary drink, and it's like a shock to the system, or kind of like a light. For example, you're not supposed to look at a solar eclipse with the bare eyes, right? It's a beautiful like thing to look at, but you need like certain glasses to look at it, right? That's the vibe that I'm being brought to. Or for example, when you go into the ocean and you look at a shark from far away, but you don't get too close to it, that's the vibe that is coming through here. So it's kind of like your spirit guides are preparing you to meet your true love and your future spouse, because it's gonna be so beautiful and overwhelming that it's gonna be a shock to your system or your soul or your spirit. We're gonna talk about it, okay? It's like we're gonna talk about it. This is gonna be a very interesting reading, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm actually super duper excited to talk about all of that, because what I pick up here is so beautiful and so different that I'm, again, trying to find the right words. Okay, so if I pause a little bit more in your reading, first of all, I've been sitting here for a while, but I also feel like, again, you maybe have chosen the pile where I said the pause or the silence is intentional. Okay, so let me tap into the energy here. This is gonna be so interesting, this reading. I'm intrigued. Let's see. So this reading is going to be the answer to your question why you have not yet met your true love and your future spouse, okay? First of all, so I'm going to zoom you guys in a second, and then we're going to look at the cards together, okay? You see, sometimes you want to talk about one topic and then the universe is like, nope, we're going to talk about something different. Also, give me a moment, guys, but I have like a light in the background there that I want to put on because it's kind of dark right now. Like, you know, the moon is already out and stuff like that. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, so your spirit guides are very straight to the point, straightforward, okay? Okay, let me zoom you guys in. Right. Hey, guys. So we have here the card Working Couple Ambition. Okay, we have here I didn't know this was inside of me. And you can see they're looking at stars, laying on a meadow. We have the card here, this connection must be protected. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting reading. I don't even know how to begin. And then we have the card here, fill your body with love and passion to attract your future spouse. Yeah, we're literally, your spirit guides are, you have been maybe asking the universe, why have I not yet met my true love? What am I doing wrong? How can I manifest them? Why is everybody around me happy and in a relationship and stuff like that, and I'm not? Or am I doing something wrong? Or I feel like I'm ready. Am I really ready? I'm not sure. Or something along those lines, okay? So we're going to talk about it. Your spirit guides have heard your questions. Okay, we also have the card here. Give me a moment, guys. Let's see. We have here the card, the One. Okay. And then we have here Door to Romance. It says man holding a heart. And Door to Romance. Okay. All right. So, and I think I have to get some extra cards in your reading. Your reading is different, okay? So first things first, there is something about your true love and your future spouse that you are not used to. They're very, very different compared to the man or the woman that you've dated in your past, okay? First things first. Your spirit guides are telling me, so they are telling me that this man or this woman is very, very different. There is something very unfamiliar about their energy. Now we're going to talk about what this energy is about. So your spirit guides are telling me that before you meet your true love and your future spouse, you have to get used to something. They're somehow showing me that you have to get used to an energy, or you have to get used to something, because they keep showing me how someone goes into a shock because of them not being used to something. Let's say, for example, you cannot just take the full dosage of a medication, right? You cannot just take like 100% of a medication. Your body has to adjust to the effects of the medication. So if I could describe your connection in one sentence, because I've done that, or like in one word, I've done that for pile number 1 and pile number 2. What would I say? How would I describe this connection? I would say different. I would say too good to be true. And I would say, yeah, too good to be true. And can I be honest? And I would also say envied. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Okay, let's talk about it. So your spirit guides are telling me that I feel like your future spouse could be in the public eye. We have here the 6 of Wands. It says the challenge winner. So your future spouse is either extremely successful, extremely beautiful, to the point where people go crazy either over their success, or people go crazy over their beauty or their handsomeness, or people go crazy over, like, I don't know, because I feel like they're somehow in the public eye with the 6 of Wands, or there's something strikingly, and I mean literally like a lightning bolt, like strikingly beautiful, like wow, you know. And if it's not like what they look like, it might just be like they are very successful somehow, some way, or oh, that's what it is. Okay, wow, okay. So your future spouse is extremely charming, okay? Like, I'm telling you, this is like, it feels like a sugar shock. If I could describe the energy, but that's just who they really are. This is not like that's exactly the point of the reading. You could think this is just an act when it's who they truly are, but it's so sweet, or it's so innocent that it's not believable. How can I describe? Please bear with me, guys, okay? You see, it's like, it's different. This is a connection that is going to be envied. First of all, this is a connection that is going to be, okay, this is going to be a man or a woman that has a very beautiful way of showing that they love somebody, to the point where people get so envious. So this is either an energy where you're gonna be in a connection with your true love, and your future spouse, you will somehow have to deal with jealousy. There's no way around it. I don't know why. This could be because they might be in the public eye, so they're gonna be very desirable to other men, other women, somehow, some way. They might just be extremely beautiful, or they have a very Venusian, sexual, sensual energy, and they don't even do anything. They just walk from one grocery store to the other. Their energy is Venusian. Their energy is like sexual, sensual. Their energy is like charming. It's like seductive. It is just their energy. It's like if you would know from which planet this person comes, they probably come from Venus. Do you see where I'm coming from? So it's very natural. It's like I'm being brought to someone like a Marilyn Monroe. You know, of course there was certain parts that she was like acting, but just her, like, I don't know, it's like her vibe. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, okay? It's like, if it's a man, it's like a, oh gosh, I don't know. It's like a man who writes poems, who writes love letters, or it's a man who, oh my God, I don't know. They don't mind saying I love you in front of everybody into a microphone. Like, this is a man that is very charming, very romantic, very, and I feel like it's very rare for a man to be so open about love. So the way I could describe it is, your future spouse, you might, because we have your man holding a heart. Let me actually get a few more cards before I speak. What is this energy about that I pick up here? Air. Okay. me see what that energy is about. Scorpio. So the first thing that your spirit guides want you to know is this is a man who is it's easy for them to show that they love somebody. It's easy for them to say I love you. It's easy for them to make you feel like a queen, make you feel like a princess, make you feel like a king. They might say I love you a lot, you know, they might compliment you a lot, and they mean it. They're not just doing it because, you know, like, I don't know, they want something, you know. It's like, this is just who they are, okay? And it's like, on top of that, they might also be successful. They might be, again, they're either very successful or they are very beautiful, to the point where people are licking their lips. People want your future spouse, I'm going to be honest. Or people want your future spouse because of benefits, because they know like, oh, he or she is successful, I can get something out of that. So either way, they're very, very desired. This is like a man that, you know, okay, this is like a man or a woman, people easily fall in love with this individual because they're polite, they're kind, this could even be a man that has a lot of feminine energy. So a lot of women feel like, oh my god, he's so perfect, he looks like an Adonis, but he has such a soft feminine energy that I really like. Or she might be female, she might be so sweet, but she has such a like masculine energy to her, like a hustler, go-getter energy. So a lot of men or a lot of women are just so attracted to this individual. And this is like, oh, I don't know why, but your spirit guides are very like, they want to spill the tea today. They're telling me that, you know, wow, give me a moment, guys, this is a lot. Hold on a minute. So your future spouse, when he or she came to earth, you see, I'm telling you, your spirit guides, they want to have a conversation with you today. They're showing me that when your true love and your future spouse came to earth, in order for them to achieve their goal, whatever this goal is, I don't know what this goal is, they were gifted with intense magnetism, intense attraction. They're like a magnet to people, but they somehow need that, or they somehow needed that in their life. Because let's say, for example, they have been born into very like poor conditions. They have been born into a family that had nothing, or they have been born into, I don't know, an environment that was very dangerous. So what helped them to get through their childhood, or what helped them to get through bullying or whatever it is, was either their extreme beauty or their extreme charm. Like, that's what they were gifted with, to go through all the challenges in their life. So it had its advantages in life. Maybe they somehow were more protected than other children in the school, because there was something like, people saw them as like, a teacher saw them as special or as charming, or a teacher saw them as like a very talented student that needs to be protected. But very early on, that's the reason why they got a lot of envious, or they got a lot of jealousy and envy. So what I'm trying to say here is, they were gifted with a very sensual Venusian energy, where they can just wrap people around their finger without even trying. Okay, this could be a person, they can sell they can sell dirt to people. Does that make sense? They can sell some crappy ass bullshit to people. They can like they can get out of like dangerous situations when it comes to court hearings or whatever. They can like I'm being brought, they have like a, how can I explain that energy? Okay, I don't know how to explain it. I hope you know where I'm coming from. The reason why, first of all, the reason why they have that energy is because their soul is so pure that they don't misuse that power, because they could very easily misuse that power to get everything that they want, but in a wrong way, in an unrighteous way. They're not misusing it, okay? So that's why they were gifted with that. So this charming energy brought them very far in life. I don't know what that means, or it helped them to get out of very dangerous situations. Maybe someone was, not punching them because they thought they were beautiful. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, this is the vibe that is coming through here. So your spirit guides, I don't know, they want me to talk about it. So they're telling me that this person, when they love very deeply, and it might look like to people like, wow. Do you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing people will look at your connection with your true love and your future spouse, and they will think, why does my boyfriend not love me as much as pile number three's boyfriend or girlfriend loves them? Answer number 1 would be, maybe you're not with the right person. Maybe you're supposed to kind of like make people think whether or not they are in the right. Yes. Okay. So your connection makes other people question their connection, but only if their connection was false to begin with. Does that make sense? Like, your true love is exposing fake love so that the right people can find each other. Okay. So I almost want to say your connection is gonna inspire maybe another couple to love each other more, to say I love you a lot more, to really cherish the moment. I don't know what the front door that is all about, but they're showing me, like, I feel like your connection is gonna be, you're gonna deeply touch other people in their relationship and their connection. Some people are gonna be fucking triggered, and other people are gonna be like, you know what, we should also take a day off of work and just kiss and love on each other, just like pile number 3. So you guys are reminding other people that love is the most important thing. Like, not just, okay, let me, this is with a grain of salt, okay? Because I don't want to give out the message that the only purpose that a person has in their life is to have a man or to have a woman. That is not my message here. We're going to talk about it, okay? Because your spirit guides want to talk today. But that kind of like the energy of love is like more important than money, or more important than achieving things all the time, or more important than, or you guys could even be like my couple, where you're going to spend a lot of time with your children, and other people are going to rethink like, maybe I should spend more time with my children. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, maybe I should tell my partner I love them a lot more often. Like, you never know what happens, or something along those lines. It's kind of like, because there is an energy and a force on planet Earth that is very cold. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but there's like a lot of cold energy, a lot of like a lot of cold energy. Okay, your connection is going to be very warm, very warm. Warm words, warm hugs, but it's kind of like you are inspiring other people to be, oh, you see, now we know why the card is out here with the sun, like this orange energy here. Because I was like, what am I supposed to do with that card? Okay. So yeah, your future spouse could have a very warm aura, and cold people that feel like they're freezing. Their soul is cold. They're gonna feel so drawn to the sun, the warmth in your future spouse. Okay, this is like a lot of broken people, or a lot of people that, it's like I'm hearing the world is cold out there. So your connection is gonna make people remember how healing love is, or how healing like warm words or like a warm hug is. So your connection is gonna really, like, people are gonna look at your connection as true love, and it's gonna inspire them either to look at the partner that they are currently with, or to no longer hold back with showing feelings. Like, your future spouse could inspire his dude, his guy friend, his best friend, to confess their love to a person that they loved since high school or whatever. Does that make sense? Like, your connection triggers like love confessions, people revealing their true feelings. May that be good or bad. May that be good or bad. Okay. And I feel like, therefore, okay, this to me feels like your connection is supposed to teach people. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. And with that energy also comes a lot of pushback. Okay. Because I'm seeing like your future spouse is going to, like, they have their heart in their sleeves. Like they, let me get one more card here. Hold on, I want to get one more card here. Okay, so because we have the Black Moon Lilith here, and I was just reading a little bit about this card right here, the Black Moon Lilith, and it talks about how Lilith was the first wife of Adam, but she was rebelling or something along those lines. Okay, so basically that's the reason why your spirit guides are already telling you all of that, because I'm hearing be careful what you wish for, because it's like your spirit guides are telling me that you are here to make people remember the frequency and the energy of love. Same with your true love and your future spouse, because it's kind of like the planet is dying without love, and certain places and certain people are very cold, so they need to be touched again by fire, by warmth, okay, by the sun. Your spirit guides are telling me that the reason why your true love and your future spouse is not here yet is because you might think you are ready, but he or she will love you so much that you might get scared. You want to run away. You're going to feel like you don't deserve it. You're going to feel like they're just pretending. It's like it's too good to be true, but it's only too good to be true for people who are so used to cold energy. Maybe your last partner treated you with very cold energy. Maybe you had very cold friends around you that treated you with something about where you are. Listen, you are used to the cold, okay, or they are. It might be you, it might be them, it might be the both of you, kind of like where you are used to cold energy. And when I say that is like and I'm not saying that you are cold, I'm just saying that you are used to it. You navigate very easily through cold energy because again, there was a significant person in your life that treated you very, very cold. So it's like a natural habitant for you, like ice age, cold energy. So when your future spouse comes into your life, it's going to be a shock to your system if you are very used to cold energy, because they're very warm. And it's interesting because I talk a lot in metaphors and in like, you know, symbolism here. So you might start to, if you are not ready, that's why we talk about everything right now. If you are not ready, you might start to reject, like you might start to reject like this sweet energy, this it's okay, it's going to feel like love bombing, but it's not. This is like it's natural, but it's not natural to people that are not used to love. Does that make sense? So it might look like love bombing, but it is not. It's actually very natural, but we are so used to like chaos and disaster and stuff like that, that loving someone so much unconditionally, like a, you know, like a waterfall, is like unnatural, because there's a lot of unnatural stuff happening on planet Earth. Okay, now they're telling me that you need to get used to feeling loved or being in the energy of love. What do I mean by that? It's very important for you to kind of like visualize being kissed, being hugged, being like deeply loved by your true love and your future spouse, so that it is not a shock. Because if you would meet him or her right now, you would be overwhelmed with the love that they have for you. Maybe you would start to again run away because you're not used to that energy, or maybe it's going to be a shock to your system where you want to start isolating because they said I love you one time too much, because you're not you don't believe, I don't know, you're not comfortable with hearing I love you so often, or you're not comfortable with getting kissed so often, or you're not comfortable with holding hands so much. Oh yes, bitch. Okay, sorry guys, but I'm being brought to Samantha and Sam. Like I'm being brought to Samantha where Samantha was, oh yeah, okay, that could be another reason. Maybe there's an age gap between the two of you, or there's like a difference between like how successful they are and how successful you are. Coming back to the same energy, you need to be prepared, okay? Because your soul belongs together with this other person's soul, but there's a lot of stuff that the mind or the ego is telling you that would sabotage the connection, okay? So again, we're going to talk about everything, but I'm being brought to Samantha, and Samantha was very like, she was very, this is exactly the energy that is coming through here. So she was older than him. He was an actor, and she became his manager because she saw potential in him. So that could be significant for someone here, like actor, actress energy, manager, talent vibe could be significant in this connection here for some of you guys, not for everybody, or an age gap. So he was a lot younger than her, but he was more into mature women. And for her, she, all her life, she was like, you know, just taking life, not taking life too seriously, right? Just being jolly, not taking life too seriously. And then this man comes into her life, and he is like, and she was not used to like being loved. She was just, you know, having fun and then moving on to the next one. And then I'm seeing like the scenario where she was scared to let him in. Like her whole body was resisting it, but not because it is natural, but because all of this pain bubbles up, like all of this resistance bubbles up, like when you are, it's like the light exposes the shadow. That's the vibe that is coming through here. So he wanted to hold her hand, and she was like, you know, trying to resist it, you know, like it was too intimate for her. And like he was trying to hold her hand and she couldn't let it happen, or like something inside of her was resisting it. That's the vibe that is coming through here. So you might be telling me, Cynthia, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. If this is really not you, it might be a true love and your future spouse, and they are getting used to, but I don't feel like it's your future spouse. Can I be honest? I feel like it's you. I'm not gonna lie. You might be telling me, I don't know what you mean, but it's like, this is like a, it's gonna be unfamiliar to you. Like someone that wants to hold your hand all the time, someone that wants to kiss you all the time, someone that says I love you all the time, getting so many compliments. It's gonna be unusual for you to receive this overwhelming energy of love. So your spirit guides are telling me like they want you to visualize and get used to the energy of your true love and your future spouse, or to just get used to the energy of love, kind of like where you think about what love feels like to you, or what makes you feel loved, or how you feel the energy of love inside of your body without a man or without anybody being around you, you know, because if you're already used to this warm, fuzzy energy, it's not going to be a shock to your system. Does that make sense? So for example, if you start to hug yourself, or you start to tell yourself I love you in the mirror, it's not going to be so unfamiliar for you when your true love and your future spouse says I love you to you. So it's not going to be a shock, and therefore you're not going to sabotage this connection, because again, this is like the energy where something is too good to be true, and you are immediately starting to sabotage it because you think he's pretending, or you think she's just so kind to everybody, or she's just playing with you, or something along those lines. So it's kind of like your spirit guides are getting everything out of you that would sabotage the connection. So whatever you're going through right now is to purge everything outside of your system that would sabotage the connection, okay? So again, if you would say, I love you more often in the mirror, or if you would like, I don't know, look at your naked body more in front of the mirror, it's not going to be such a shock to you where, for example, you shut down because you don't want to show this person your body. Something along those lines. Does that make sense? So if you think about, am I ready to meet my true love and your future spouse? Part of you is not fully ready, okay? You might be almost ready, or it might be a little bit more time. I'm not saying you're going to have to wait another 3 years, because we're not talking about timing. But there is something inside of you, and you know exactly what I mean, that you know you still are running away from or resisting, or it's still something that makes you feel very uncomfortable. For example, thinking about meeting his parents, thinking about like, maybe you're even scared to get married. Like you like the idea, but you also get like you're also scared of that idea. So your spirit guides want you to explore why you are scared of the thought of marriage. And once you work through that feeling, and this feeling is disappearing or you're purging it out of your system, that's when you're going to be ready to actually meet him or her. So you're going to do a lot of work before you meet him or her, because this energy is going to be intense. This connection is going to be intense. First of all, I feel like they're going to be in the public eye. They're either going to be a person that is looked at a lot. They might be strikingly beautiful. They might also have a very unique aura, to the point where people just look at them. They can feel like something is different about this person's aura. This person is here to show people love. They're here to be kind to people. But if someone is insecure, you're going to think they're flirting with somebody, even though they're just polite. Does that make sense? If you think, I would marry myself, I think like I'm a dream woman, where you look into the mirror and you're like, I cannot even imagine my true love and my future spouse wishing for another woman or another man, because I would love to be married to me. I think I have such a beautiful, unique soul. You would never, or just for a few couple of hours, but then this energy is gone, you will not let yourself get insecure around other women or other men, or get insecure about or by their status. This is even an energy that could be super duper successful, to the point where only a strong soul, a strong spirit would not get jealous of their success. So your spirit guides are helping you to release jealousy when you see people succeeding, because that man or that woman is successful. So you can love them with all your heart and not let jealousy get in the mix, or that you start to feel inferior just because you have less or you achieved less, or because you are younger. So your spirit guides are helping you to go through all of that energy. Does that make sense? So that you can really enjoy this connection and that nothing can sabotage it. You going through all this work right now is actually protecting the connection in the future. There is going to be a woman or a man that is going to try to sabotage this connection, I'm telling you. We have the Devil card right here. Okay. I feel like you and your future spouse, you're going to do a lot of shadow work together. Literally. Sitting down, doing a lot of shadow work together, having therapeutic conversations, but it's not gonna be easy. Does that make sense? But it might be easier when you are more prepared. This is about asking each other intense questions about childhood traumas, about, like fears, about like things that you, out of sight, out of mind, have been hiding. So this connection is going to be very healing, but it's also going to be like very envied. So I pick up the energy here where there is going to be multiple people, or again, depending on what exactly this is about, they could just be like at work. A lot of women want him or her, or they work with a lot of people, and occasionally there are women or men that try to seduce him or her. So you will have to have a thick skin, okay, and be so deeply in love with who you are that you think, damn, if I was him, I would not cheat on me. Look at me. And really mean it. And I'm not saying in a cocky way where you really think, oh my God, I think I'm such a lovely individual. I would love to marry myself. I would love to live with myself. Like, I think I'm so... Or even the thought of like, if you truly believe in true love that is guided by the divine, what do you need to fear? Right? If you have honest conversations with your partner, what do you need to fear? If you seek out a man or a woman that believes in God, that believes in the universe, that believes in having integrity, what do you need to fear? Okay, so it's not about the temptations, it's about a person's character and their belief systems. If a person doesn't believe in karma, if they don't believe in God, if they don't believe in righteousness, if they don't believe in loyalty, and you can see that even in every area of their life, of course, they're gonna fall and drop very easily when there's any temptation. So it's almost like your spirit guides, again, they are preparing you for that energy here. First of all, to receive that love, because it's going to be a lot. You're going to feel like they treat you like a princess, like you are pampered. Like, why do you deserve such a dream man? Why do you deserve such a dream woman? You will ask yourself that question, and then you're going to be like, oh yeah, because I actually deserve it, because I manifested it, because I'm a lovely individual just as my partner, where you don't think they are superior to you, but you see yourself as an equal. You're just as, where you see them as a blessing, but you are realizing that you are a blessing yourself. Does that make sense? So there's no like competition, inferior, being jealous of another individual. I mean, of course, you know, if there's like innocent jealousy, but that you don't get triggered by some hating ass bitches, because I'm seeing them here. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this is gonna be very significant here, because I almost want to say, you might be telling me I'm not a jealous person. I think this energy is this love is gonna be so intense that you will notice like, oh wow, I've never been jealous, but I am, and you are, because this person is the one. It's a lot different. If you think someone is not the one, maybe it's easier for you to not be jealous. Does that make sense? Because something in your soul knows this person is not for me anyway. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm hearing like your spirit guides, they want you to, again, get used to that energy. And I don't know what that means. They're telling me you will know yourself. They want you to get used to that energy, like where you somehow get used to this energy in your imagination, by daydreaming in your imagination, or by where you somehow, even for example, even the energy of like, if you find what truly makes you feel like a goddess, or makes you feel like a queen, makes you feel beautiful, whatever that is. For example, there's one quote that I saw. Okay, and I'm not just talking about like the way that you dress, okay, but it could be that the way that you dress is going to, but only if you really know what your style is, not because you wear something because it's trendy, but because you wear something that makes you feel like you are the most beautiful version of yourself, because this is really you, okay, because you see beauty in the clothing, okay, not just a trend. But there's this one quote that says, what I feel sexy when I'm disciplined, like me being disciplined and saying what I was going to do makes me feel sexy. And I was like, oh my god, this is literally me. Like, I feel the sexiest when I'm disciplined. Do you see where I'm coming from? So me knowing that means that I find myself sexy because I'm disciplined, and I'm not bothered by other women's sexiness or other women's beauty or whatever. Or kind of like the trust that your spirit guides are going to guide you to the right man or the right woman. Then you would not have to fear like if they're gonna, you know, betray you or whatever. Or even if you start to trust your own intuition, you will not fear that you are getting blindsided. Does that make sense? So your spirit guides might try to make you develop a certain trust that you need in order to enjoy this connection and live a happy life, because it's going to be needed, okay, for whatever reason. A lot more than other people and other connections, because again, I don't know, this person could be very beautiful, very successful in the public eye. They could be, there's something, I don't know, there's something about them. I'm hearing there's something about you I cannot explain. Okay, but this is like, it's like their mission, it's like what they're supposed to do, it's their purpose on earth. Okay, and it's also the purpose on earth for you to love and to trust in love and to believe in love and to make other people believe in love. Oh, this is so cute. Let's see. So this was a completely different direction, but here we go. That's what your spirit guides wanted to know. Let me get a few more cards before we go to the extended. And again, I'm going to go into the sexual energy in the extended. Okay. Also, another thing that I'm seeing here is, oh wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, for others of you, I'm picking up the energy here where it's like survivor's guilt. This is like an energy where if you're not careful, people are going to make you believe that you don't deserve this man or this woman. That's why your spirit guides are already helping you to see how much you deserve such a man or such a woman. Okay. This could be an energy like, I don't know, they might be helping you financially a lot, and it's like a dream come true for a lot of men, a lot of women out there. This could be an energy where their love confessions are so romantic that people get fucking jealous, they get fucking triggered because it's so romantic, and it's like, you know, something that you see in Disney movies and something that you wished for. Like romance is dead is what I'm hearing. Okay. This is like in energy, for example, that this person gets like your initials tattooed. You see where I'm coming from? This is the vibe that is coming through here. Okay. Getting engaged within 3 months. Like very you see, and people want that. So when they see you having it, oh ho, whoa, whoa. Okay, you see where I'm coming from? What is the connection between pile number 3 and their true love and their future spouse going to be like? So yeah, I feel like your relationship is somehow going to be in the public eye. I don't, oh my god, it says 𝘬𝘠, right? The 5, yes, bitch, I knew it. Okay, I knew it. Look at that. So your spirit guides really want to change the topic here today. I don't know why. I mean, it's not completely changing the topic. It's still talking or telling you about like the connection and how other people see it or whatever. But yeah, let me see. Let me get one more card here. Like they're showing me, look at that energy. I'm going to show it to you, okay? So you can see this man holding a heart, right? And I feel like this is your energy here. Okay, with the 𝘬𝘠 here. Not that you have that energy with the, like, I'm not saying that you are this energy, but I'm seeing like you are, do you see that where you think I'm such a little mouse and, you know, I'm nothing compared to this man, I'm nothing compared to this woman, or like I don't look good enough for him, I don't look good enough for her, but he chose you, he likes the way you look, okay? Or she loves you. It doesn't matter how tall or how short you are, she doesn't give a shit. And you have to truly believe and understand that she doesn't give a shit, or else you're gonna get insecure for no goddamn reason because she chose you, okay? So but you can see like this rat here, or this, I don't know, mouse. There is a piece missing in the heart. Do you see that? And that's like your spirit guides. There's someone telling me like before you meet your true love and your future spouse, like something that you've lost, they want you to claim it back. Let's say, for example, you used to daydream a lot. You don't do that anymore. Claim it back. Or you used to do your makeup or your hair all the time. Claim it back. There's something that you've lost. I don't know what this is. Ask your spirit guides what they mean. There's something that you've lost because of you being in a cold environment. So they want you, this is like the last piece to fully heal your heart chakra, or that you are no longer in a cold energy, that the sunshine is like bursting through your heart and you start to manifest your true love and your future spouse. Again, I don't know what that means. They're telling me there's something missing in your heart. Like I'm hearing someone stole a piece of your heart or a piece of your personality. Okay, but it has something to do with you being kind, sweet, you being full of love, or you really dwelling in the energy of love. And again, it's not just romantic love, but just in general, the frequency and the energy of unconditional love. Okay, this might be the love of a mother, the love of a sister. Like, I don't know what this is, or the love that you feel between you and the universe or your grandparents. I don't know what that is, okay? But they're telling me that's what they want you to focus on right now. Okay. How will the connection between pile number 3 and their true love and their future spouse be like? Okay. Yeah, we have here the end. I think it's the world card. So your future spouse could be somebody that needs to travel for work. Okay. And that could be the reason why you need to have a thick skin or something along those, because he or she is your dream man or your dream woman, but there's also a dark side to their beauty, or there's also a dark side to their success. Does that make sense? Or there's also like a dark side to manifesting your dream man or your dream woman, because a lot of people want that, and if they think they cannot achieve it, they're gonna try to ruin it for you. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, that's what I'm seeing here. Now, other than that, I'm picking up the energy here where your true love and your future spouse, or like your connection between the two of you, you could be really enjoying going to coffee shops together. You might be like my brunch type of couple, or breakfast in bed, or brunch lunch type of couple, where you really like to go to coffee shops, you like your fresh brewed coffee, or you really enjoy like a cappuccino, a matcha latte, or something along those lines. You guys could really enjoy like early mornings, or like be early birds together. I'm also seeing here that you guys might really like watching the stars or picnicking. Something about laying on a meadow is what I'm seeing here. Okay, it's like you both are very ambitious people. Okay, and you guys could both really love the sun. Like I'm seeing you guys here sunbathing, or you guys are definitely sun people, or like how can I explain that energy? Like I feel like you guys are gonna spend a lot of, or something significant in your connection is watching the sunrise and watching the sunset. That's where you will have like the most magical moments in your life. Or again, something about like you guys are like an early morning couple, or you will be. You might be telling me, I don't know what you're talking about. This might happen like, you know, when you guys are in a connection here. Okay, I'm gonna get a few more cards before we go into the extended here. Hold on, guys. All right. Because I almost want to say your true love and your future spouse, they look like they're over the top to other people, but they're just very creative. So they like to express their creativity with like, I don't know, dinner dates, cooking, sending you love messages, seducing you, I don't know, like surprising you. But it is because, again, it might look like, oh my god, he or she puts so much energy into the connection, but it might be because they are a person that has a lot of energy anyway, so why not put it into the connection? Or because they are a creative individual. You see where I'm coming from? So they just express their creativity with showing you in a million ways how they love you. To other people, it's like, why pile number 3 and why not me? You know, that's the vibe that is coming through here. Okay, let's see. What is the connection between pile number 3 and their true love and their future spouse going to be like? It must be opening doors. That's interesting. So he might be a gentleman and people don't believe in gentlemen anymore. Or she might be a lady and people don't believe in a lady anymore. Okay, it's like a dying species. So when you find someone like that, they're like, they want to ruin it for you. There is definitely a person who wants to ruin it, or I don't know who the fuck this is. Okay, so that's why your spirit guides are teaching you everything that you're learning currently. It says the changes you're going through right now bring you to your future spouse. I told you. Your spirit guides are guiding you to your future spouse right now. And it's here it says this love will change your life. So you could be my couple that really likes to play card games, that likes to play chess together. Again, I'm seeing you guys here sitting in a coffee shop and playing like cards and chess games or something like that. Okay. Or you might be my very risky couple. Risky meaning like relocating elsewhere, going to a place where you don't know the language, adopting a child, like very like where you have a risque energy. Like you're, or I don't know, you could even, people could say your connection is risky because he's too good looking, she's too successful. Yes. Or long distance doesn't work or something like that. Okay. I'm telling you. Because we have here the card opening doors. So I feel like your true love and your future spouse is somehow going to open a door for you. like they could be literally the type of person that opens doors, but I also feel like they're going to open doors for you when it comes to your career, and it's going to feel like, do I deserve this? And it's going to overwhelm you. So you will have to know how to receive without feeling guilty, without having to explain yourself. Okay. Or something, this is also the energy to know that something is meant for you. Or to deeply believe that something is meant for you, so it's like, that's it, period. Something is meant for you, period, okay? Let me get one last card here. What is the connection between pile number 3 and your true love and your future spouse going to be like? Look at that, it says dark desires, I'm telling you. Okay, I can feel it. It says, there's a hidden side of them that they haven't shared with you. They fear being judged, often wondering if you would approve of it. So yeah, there could be an energy where certain people don't approve of that connection. Don't know why. I don't know why. Okay. Or something about you're going to be heavily judged. Like, why did he choose her? Why did she choose him? Again, I don't know what this is about. Okay. It's almost like your spirit guides want you to learn how to focus on love instead of hate and bitchiness and bullshit, because there could be a lot of bullshit and bitchiness that is surrounding that connection. So if you lose your connection out of sight, you see where I'm coming? I'm not saying like you are controlling, but I'm saying like where you, the energy where you understand, or where you learn how to ignore hate and ignore like bitchiness and ignore like all these things that could possibly distract you or suck you into drama, because this could be surrounding your true love and your future spouse, not because they're doing something, but they're kind of like, they're so seductive that people want him or her. Okay, so if you learn how to focus on love, or I'm not saying all the time, because sometimes we have to check our surroundings and stuff like that, but if you are good at ignoring hate, or focusing entirely on yourself, or focusing entirely on love, or something along those lines, even the energy of like that you have hobbies that occupy your mind when he or she is working, so that you don't go insane or you don't drive yourself crazy thinking about what he or she is doing. Does that make sense? All these things are very significant in order to keep this connection protected. And it says this love will change your life. So this man or this woman is going to come into your life, and it's not just love coming into your life, there's something else coming with it. I don't know what this is, okay? It's like a blessing connected to your future spouse, but you need to be prepared, or else you're gonna sabotage it. Or I mean, you're not gonna sabotage it because you're here listening to me right now, but they're explaining to you what would happen if your future spouse would already be in your life. You know, all these things would come up, and you would not, like, you would have a lot of work to do, and it would overwhelm you maybe, okay? All these emotions and stuff like that.
But yeah, pile number 3, you could be in the rebellious energy, you know, once you are meeting your true love and your future spouse, where you are both somehow expressing the rebel inside of you, kind of like breaking stupid rules or something along those lines of like really embracing kind of like an edgy energy is what I'm picking up here, okay? So this could be kind of like rebelling against things that you always wanted to rebel against, but you were scared to do it, okay? Or questioning like stupid rules or something along those lines is what I'm picking up here as well. I also feel like you guys are going to now I also feel like you guys are going to have a big friend circle. I'm not gonna lie, but you guys will have to be very careful like who you let into your friend circle as a couple. So you might also have you might also be besties with another couple, where you are a couple and you are best friends with another couple, or you as a couple, you will have a lot of friends around each other. Okay, so a lot of friends activities as a couple, where you guys are meeting your friends and stuff like that. But again, you guys have to be a little bit selective, because I feel like someone is going to be there that cannot be trusted somehow, some way. You're going to have a gut feeling about it, or they're going to have a gut feeling about it, okay? And I also feel like you guys are going to spend a lot of time in nature. So this could be an energy, because I pick up the energy of hiking. I pick up the energy that someone really loves mountains here. It might be you, it might be them, it might be the both of you. Or kind of like the view from a mountain is what I'm seeing here. Or I'm seeing like the view from the top of a mountain. So there's something about, I feel like a big part of your connection is about going on walks or hiking, is what I'm picking up here, or something about like walking on a big meadow, or something about laying on a big meadow and soaking up the sun, or something about looking at the stars. So very like connected to nature, spending a lot of time close to something about spending a lot of time like hiking, or spending a lot of time in nature walks, spending a lot of time like close to like, or something about where you have your favorite place that is like a huge meadow, or kind of like a huge like I don't know, like a forest walks is what I'm picking up here as well. Because the card says love, sex, and nature. So there's something going on where I feel like your true love and your future spouse really adores nature. They love to take pictures of a beautiful sky, or it might be you. And I'm also hearing it's all about the view. So you and your future spouse, you will manifest a lot of like situations where you have the most incredible view you've ever had, like the most beautiful view to when it comes to the moon, the most beautiful view when it comes to the sun, the sunset, the sunrise, you know, something about like you guys will have a lot of pictures where you saw the most incredible things in nature because of like the view, where you were at the right place at the right time. But yeah, I'm also seeing energy here of like a picnic under a tree is what I'm seeing here, laying in a hammock together, you know, like where you place a hammock between two trees and then you enjoy yourself there, or something along those lines. Okay, or I don't know, sitting under a palm tree drinking coconut water. That's the vibe that is coming through here. Okay, so very, very earthly, like very, very earthy is what I'm seeing here. Okay, there could also be an energy of like drinking herbal teas together, or something about like where it's very important for the both of you to take walks or to get some fresh air is what I'm picking up here, especially if you have like a especially if you work in a place where you are in a cubicle all the time, or if you are in four walls all the time. Okay, there could also be an energy where you guys are going to spend a lot of time in someone's garden. It might be their mom's garden, their grandma's garden, or something along those lines. Okay, something about either you or them, you have the best places to have the most beautiful view onto the city, or onto a farm or a lake or something along those lines, and that's where you will spend like very magical evenings and very magical mornings together. Okay, is what I'm picking up here, something along those lines, to somehow balance out, because I almost want to say like street music, watching street music. Okay, I'm seeing here taking walks, crossing a bridge, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is all about like, I think you guys are going to take long walks for like 2 or 3 hours through the whole city or through the whole forest or whatever, something along those lines, and that's where you're going to feel like the happiest or the most at one or at peace or something along those lines. Okay,
but anyway, pile number 3, that's what your spirit guides wanted to talk about. I don't know why. I'm gonna go to the sexual energy now in the extended, so the link is gonna be down in the description box. Because one more thing that I want to talk about is it says longing and desire. I'm going to read this card out and it's for you to interpret, okay, before we go to the extended and look at the sexual energy here. Alrighty. So it says longing and desire. What does the future hold? The lover gazes into a crystal ball aided by her angels and spirit guides. She wonders what the future holds for her and begins to manifest her destiny as love's story unfolds and unfurls before her. It is now her time to actively seek out a future that is ripe with love and beauty. She does this with grace and ease, and the gods are appeased. Her visions and daydreams hold the key to a beautiful life along the road before her. And then it says, take some time to visualize your ideal love, romance, or life situation, perhaps using the scrying meditation exercise listed previously, or alternately, Use a technique that works best for you. Once you have discerned what you long for, take action to manifest that wish in your life. It might mean something as simple as getting out there and meeting new friends, taking a new career opportunity, going on that trip you've always wanted to take, or so much more. The world is yours. Define what you long for and then take the first step to obtain what it is you seek. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Just know the changes that you're going through right now, they lead you to your true love and your future spouse. And even the challenges, they're deeply connected to your true love and your future spouse. Okay, it's all connected is what they're telling me. But yeah, I'm going to go to the extended now. Thank you for being here. If you're not going to join me over there, I love you guys. I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye.